What a feeling. And, to see the video of this, to see all the different reactions, the different emotions from Red Sox players, from our side, from different fans. It seems like I always look at something different each time, and then flashing to the booth and seeing my brother, who was calling the series. It was a good night.
In his 12-year career, Aaron would go on to play more than 1,100 games and hit 128 home runs. But his 71-game stint with the Yankees will forever be remembered for just one.
A third-generation major leaguer. Ray Boone, his grandfather. Bob Boone, his dad. Brett Boone, his brother, plays in Seattle. And Aaron Boone hits the winner.
Eric used to always say, go show up every now and then. They make an occasional appearance during the regular season, but in the postseason, they're out. And it certainly seemed in Game 7 that night.
He's always going to be a hero in New York, always, just because of that one hit.
Aaron Boone, with one titanic wallop, sends the Yankees to the World Series for the 39th time.
If you do one memorable thing in New York, you're never forgotten, ever.
He just became officially a Yankee.
To have that, on your resume, to be hated in Boston, which is really an honor in some ways, But I'm sure that wherever he goes nowadays, people bring up Aaron freaking Boone.
A play on a name, a place in Yankees history, a moment of glory.
I'm kind of a little overwhelmed by it, certainly humbled, but really appreciative. But now, as time's passed and I'm out of the game, to have a small place, a small moment in the history of probably the greatest sports franchise ever, and certainly one of the greatest sports rivalries ever, I think that's pretty cool at the end of the day.
Proceeding has been an exclusive presentation of the Yes Network.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that moment, her life changes forever. The toll is great. The need is greater. The need to find comfort in the dark hours. The need to find hope in the cures. And that's why when others look away, we lean in. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change everything. But we need your help to make more moments of hope possible. Join our fight, save lives, because we are all stronger together.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
Hey, this is John Franco, and you're listening to The Michael K. Show on 98.7 ESPN New York. Let's go Mets.
later that day, but you get that night's sleep, that good night's sleep.
Michael, how long is this trip?
This will be 6 days, but the family was with me in Baltimore, so I'm just away from them for 3 days.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, very good. Now, we're going to start off today. We've got many things to talk about. I think it's a talent, not talent. It's a
there's talent.
It's a subject-laden day. We're going to start with Diamond Notes, brought to you by London Jewelers. Don, you take a deep breath. Max Scherzer pitched well yesterday. You feel good about life now?
Well, Jace.
What do you mean, well, Jace?
Well, Jace.
Well, what did they do wrong yesterday?
Well, no, I said Scherzer pitched well, Jace. He gave you 5 innings, 97 pitches.
All right.
So they grinded it out, as he said. He wasn't happy with the performance. I'm happy because they won the game. I thought it was a big game. They won. He gave them a chance to win. So I was just questioning, great outing. He was okay. But
he stunk the previous 2.
Right, he did. So that's a win there. They were able to they only had 5 hits, but they were very opportunistic. I have never seen in my life, Michael, and you've watched way more baseball than me.
Way more.
But in a way, because of you doing the Yankees and all of my baseball consumption has been for entertainment purposes.
True.
Is to see 2 slow rollers up the third base line and both stay fair in the same inning. You may not see that in a season, and it happened in 1 inning.
Wow.
They didn't exactly tear the cover off the ball, but they're opportunistic. Listen, Yu Darvish is one of the best pitchers in baseball.
And he owns them.
And he owns them. And he's had a great start to the season, too, and they found a way to win, and I'm happy. Listen, I told you I didn't think this team was going to dip under 500 the rest of the year, and they could have with a loss, and we'll see what they do tonight against a good Padre team with Peterson on the mound, but I thought that was a game that they needed to get, and they got it, and I feel good about it.
And the fact that, this is the team that slapped around Scherzer for 4 home runs in the playoffs last year. This is a really, really good team, a really good offensive team. And although he only lasted 5 innings because of a high pitch count, he wanted to pitch to 6. Showalter wouldn't let him. I think that bodes well. And he said that after his first 2 starts, I'm not broken. There's stuff that I just have to fix, and he fixed them, and this guy's a smart pitcher, and as long as he's healthy, I think he will win. So he's 38 years old, and for 5 innings, he shut down a really good team. So I think it was a good take-a-breath sort of game for Met fans.
No, and I understand that yesterday was April 10th, and it's early, and I had somebody tweet me there's 151 games left. I get it. But this team is special because of the top of their rotation, and one of them is hurt, and the other one was struggling a bit. So you're going up against the team that knocked you out of the playoffs. You're home. You haven't beaten anybody that wasn't in a Marlins uniform all year long, and that was a nice win. And let's see if they can keep it going. But I was very happy last.
So you feel better than you did yesterday?
I do feel better. I did because they answered the call. I think it was an early bell that they answered. How about that?
I love it. I love it. I don't want Met fans to be unhappy at the beginning of the year.
It gives you a little something to growl. It's a morsel. Yeah, you give you a little.
Isn't that all you want? Just a taste.
But I got to tell you, I get irritated. I was having this in the pre-show. There was a pre-show meeting today.
Oh, I missed this.
Well, I got in early, and I was hanging out with John and Ryan. Is that I'm always we're on the air every day, and baseball's a very popular sport in this town. The answer can't always be it's too early. Well, we analyze these games, we watch these games, right? And a lot of fans live and die with every pitch. Now, you can't get crazy because it's only April, but what's wrong with saying, hey, this is a big game tonight? And they answered the bell, and they won the game. Now, nothing was decided. It's only April, but I understand it's not football. It's not the end of the NBA or NHL season. It's not the NCAA tournament. But if I'm going to invest all this time watching a team, why can't I have moments of despair and moments of excitement and have the answer not always be, well, it's early, who cares? Because people do care.
That's right.
But, I mean, I would say that, and I say this with all due respect.
Oh, well, that's a lot of respect.
The fact that you put a lot of input on yesterday's game, really, you should seek some kind of care.
So then why talk about it?
Well, you can talk about it, but, I mean, you were making it, if they lost last night, so what?
No, but you know what? I don't do a show called So What.
What do you do a show
I don't want to open a show with So What. What are we going to talk about today, Peter? What's the open?
So what?
Let's talk about this subject. But the answer is so what, but let's talk about it anyway. I understand in the grand scheme of things, it's one game, it's not all over, but you don't think that there are small tests during the course of the year? where you kind of gauge where you are as a team? Instead of it just being, it's early. Because it's early, then why watch? Why talk about it? Let's just shelve baseball until July. Let's reconvene after the All-Star break. Let's focus on the NBA, the Knicks. We'll focus on the Islanders' awful loss, the Rangers and the Devils. They'll talk about the draft. People like football.
What?
So is that what we're supposed to do with baseball?
I think you're right.
So what?
I had one bit of import on yesterday's game, and that was Scherzer. So if Scherzer pitched 7 shutout innings and they lost, I would not have been concerned in the least. Scherzer was the one thing I was looking at. That was important. You can't say it's early for that, especially because he finished last year. He didn't pitch well.
Hey, here's what I didn't get a chance to say yesterday, and I was kicking myself.
Do it.
Is that as a Met fan, if you told me Scherzer pitched well and they lost 1-0, I would take that over Scherzer being awful and they won the game 10-9.
You're a very bright guy.
That's where it's early enough where you could say, all right, I'd sacrifice to win just to make sure an important piece
we're in
pitched well.
We're in lockstep then.
Right. But I don't like the so what. I don't want to do a so what show.
No.
Well, we are going to have a weekend show called So What. I don't know if you've been told that yet, but it's going to be So What with Michael, Don, and Peter.
On the weekend?
I love that. A weekend program.
Yeah, weekend program.
You can take one of those names out.
Peter?
No.
So what?
He means Don. Don ain't doing it.
Interesting. Neither am I, not during baseball season. So it's going to be a Peter vehicle.
Wait. So you would do it in the wintertime?
Yeah, if they paid me enough money.
If they paid you?
Yeah, if they paid me money.
Give us a
Come on, after the massive deal, you think they also have money for another weekend show?
You never know. I think the company's doing okay. That's just
what would it take per show for you to do a Saturday So What show during the winter?
How long is the show?
2 hours.
Something about $5,000 a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're going to be free. I don't think you're going to have to worry about having to do any Saturday shows.
No, you're good.
Now, did you see the statistics handed out by Major League Baseball? The games are averaging 31 minutes. They're 31 minutes shorter than at this point last year. 31 minutes. And batting average is up like 17 points. So, obviously, stolen bases are up. Everything that they intended to do with these rule changes have absolutely worked. And it's worked so well. Did you see that the Milwaukee Brewers today announced that beer sales will not be cut off at the end of the 8th inning simply because of the length of the game?
How about that?
Rather than the end of the 7th, which most teams do. But I always thought they cut it off at the end of the 7th to give people 2 innings to sober up. Well, now, the end of the 8th, if the Brewers win the game, that's a half an inning, which could take 3 minutes where people have to get into their cars. So,
oh yeah, but so the news is they didn't care.
I never understood the cutting off. Who's getting sober in 2 innings?
Well, in the old baseball, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah, that is true. But here is the perfect example of how it's working.
Tell me.
The Phillies had a win last night over the Marlins, 15-3. So 18 runs were scored. Phillies pounded out 20 hits. Marlins had 9. So you had 18 runs, 29 innings. Guess how long, Peter, the game lasted?
18 runs, 29 innings. 248.
Say it again?
248?
It was 18 runs, 29 hits. 9-inning game.
243.
And Michael says 248?
Yep.
229.
Wow.
It doesn't even make it's almost beyond the clock.
The Yankee game yesterday was 229, right? Started at 6:10. I was in my hotel room. 5 minutes to 9. I felt guilty. 5 minutes to 9.
That's like you got a whole evening free. There were times, Michael,
I watched Friends reruns.
Well, that's what a 62-year-old does. But, a 29-year-old Michael Kay didn't even think about going out until afternoon.
Not in Cleveland. Not in 2023 Cleveland.
How dare you? How
dare you?
Well,
the 2023 Cleveland, it's a little rough.
You see the sun almost 3 times a year.
But what is it, the Iron District, is it called?
Under construction since 1868.
The Iron District? You mean the flats?
What is the flats, yeah.
That's where the owners of our station have their station located. It used to be like a hip place, but then there were some shootings there, and they stopped. It's not a popular hangout anymore.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. But it's everything they wanted these rules to do. Everything they're doing. And players that don't like it, I mean, I hate to say it, I'm not the one playing, but you got to get over it. Everything they want. Forget about the games being shorter. The games have a better pace to them. And, the offshoot is it's shorter. So I think there are some teams that have to adjust. I get it. It's not easy to do something your whole life and then all of a sudden change. But it's working, baby.
But this is a dream. This is a dream scenario. To be able to have more offense, more action in less time, that's the perfect equation. It's the perfect equation.
It is. It's been great. Those are Diamond Notes brought to you by London Jewelers, the engagement experts. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the newest location at the mall at Short Hills. Now, I want to give you a quick game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And here's what we have so far today. We have the Yankees and the Guardians at 6:10. We have, that'll be on Yes, of course. We have the Devils and the Sabres, that's at 7. And we have the Mets and the Padres at 7:10. So the Islanders and the Rangers are off. So that is game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. During the big games this season, enjoy a Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Remember, when it's game time, it's Tully time. Please enjoy responsibly. Don, I got to ask you something.
Sure.
What's going on with the Islanders? They've given it all away. They are no longer in control.
Well, they score in spurts, but like last night, they're down 3-0 after 1 against a team with no Ovechkin, no TJ Oshie, no Van Riemsdyk. I mean, Washington's kind of just playing out the string here. They're devastated by injuries. And Florida, they were fortunate, only got a point against Toronto. But now Pittsburgh's got Chicago in the second of back-to-backs at home tonight. Blackhawks are bad, plus they played last night and blew a lead in the third period and have to travel to Pittsburgh. And then they play Columbus, another team decimated by injuries. So I think Pittsburgh's in. So I think the Islanders' best hope is that Florida loses their last 2 and the Islanders beat Montreal and get in. But that was an awful loss.
And then, I mean, the worst thing, Don, I forget which player it was. We didn't come out and play hard. Really? A game you had to win? What an awful thing to say.
We've had this conversation. How can that possibly be the case? You are desperate. You need to win. Let's hear Brock Nelson, who's had a good year. He got over 30 goals now? 33 goals, Anthony? He's had a good year. Brock Nelson, I want to hear what he had to say.
I'm not sure, but that was obviously the difference. Pretty big hole in a short amount of time to kind of dig out of, and especially they do a good job through the neutral zone, kind of slowing things down. So it's tough from there.
Especially early in the game, was there enough intensity?
Probably not.
What maybe led to that?
Not sure exactly.
Probably not.
Now, listen, Washington's had their number. Now, the Islanders beat them the last time they played the Cavs, but the Cavs have had their number. Is that just a case, Michael, of, there's no Ovechkin, there's no Oshie, Washington's eliminated, we don't have to come with our A game to win? Now, that's a bad job, but I think that has to be the case, right? They understood what was on the line. They knew they needed that game. So did they think that they could get away with not being completely focused early because Washington's done? Well, I'm sorry, this isn't the NBA where teams are, tanking to get better picks. You see teams still go out there and play even though they're out. And for Washington, decimated by injuries, to care more at the opening faceoff than an Islander team that needs every win they can, that's an awful job.
They should be embarrassed. They really should be embarrassed. And, all the years we've done the show, I don't call for anybody to be fired, but I will tell you this. Heads are going to roll. You can't have a team come unprepared to play hard in a game that you have to win. You have lost control of your destiny now. You've lost control. Shame on them.
Well, Lou's going to pay attention to something like that. And that falls on Lane Lambert, who's the head coach, because that's part of your job, is to let them know, hey, I don't care if we're going out there and we're playing a high school team. We need 2 points. Blast them out of the building.
Also, doesn't it mean now, with everything that's going on, if the Devils win their division, means they will not play the Rangers in the first round?
Right, because then Carolina drops to 2, and then the Rangers will play the Hurricanes, and the Devils would play either Florida, Islanders, Pittsburgh, whoever ends up with that first wild card.
So if you're the Rangers, would you rather play Carolina?
Yes. The way Carolina's playing right now, they lost 3 in a row. They fell to Ottawa last night. Svechnikov's out for the year. That would be a nice break for the Rangers if they played the Hurricanes. Pick your poison. Be careful what you wish for. But right now, the Devils are just a point back, and they're playing Buffalo. Buffalo also playing in the second of back-to-backs. It's going to be a fun few days here to decide where everybody ends up. But the Islanders got to hold their breath. They've only got 1 game left, and now they've got to hope.
Don, am I speaking out of school? I'm like only halfway following, and the end of this hockey season just feels like it's never ending. Are you feeling that at all?
Not at all.
Not at all. Me neither.
I'm enjoying it. Every game means so much.
I'm not even saying you're not enjoying it.
No.
It just doesn't feel like it's kind of like I feel like it keeps feeling like it's over, and it's not. There's still another few days left. What's the actual last day of the season?
Friday. But there's only 2 games Friday. Pretty much everybody will be done Thursday.
Okay.
You know what I have right in front of me, right?
What do you have? I can imagine it's probably, if I had to guess,
Right.
Go ahead, the Yankee lineup.
Tonight's Yankee starting lineup on 98.7 ESPN is brought to you by Bigelow Tea and Corona. The wheel has turned, and there's some people that have played that are not playing today. Little rest roulette.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here we go. DJ LeMahieu leads off, plays third. Center fielder is Aaron Judge batting second. First baseman Anthony Rizzo hits third. Gleyber Torres will clean up and play second. The DH is Willie Calhoun. He's going to bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Oswaldo Cabrera.
How about that?
So Volpe gets his first night off. And although he drove in the only 2 runs in the 3-2 loss yesterday, Stanton gets a night off. Franchi Cordero's in right field, batting seventh. Batting eighth, catching Jose Trevino. And playing left field and batting ninth, it's Aaron Hicks with Garrett Cole on the mound.
You give good lineup.
I'm going to be that guy. You don't mind, do you?
Go for it, babe.
Volpe needs a day off. Kid's playing on adrenaline.
He's 21 years old. Well, I mean, the only thing I can think, he is struggling, so maybe it's just take a breath day.
Maybe. He's probably not happy about it.
No, I'm sure he wants to play every game. That's tonight's Yankees starting lineup, brought to you by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea is a proud supporter of the Michael K. Show and the official hot tea of the New York Yankees and Corona. Enjoy the finer life of sports. Corona, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. Let's take some phone calls. What do you say? What do you say?
I'm ready.
Let's go to Paul in Rockaway, New Jersey. Paul, start it off.
Hey, Michael, a quick question for you. How does the speed of the game impact you as an announcer? A quick example, the other night, Rizzo hit a home run, and normally they'll show 3 different angles, and you're only able to show one, and you get to tell the stories that you would normally talk about.
Well, I think you're actually very astute that you notice we can't run as many replays. Especially if a home run is going to clear the bases, so that's 15 seconds that you have for the next pitch. So we'll get to them eventually, but having 3 or 4 angles of it, that's not going to happen. You just can't do it. You're going to have to cut down on pitch packages where we do the pitch by pitch, because the pitch by pitch might take 20 seconds if it's a long at bat that you're showing the pitch by pitch. I don't think it's affected us as announcers yet. Because, on television, you can talk over the pictures. There was always a rule, never start a story with 2 outs. Now it might be never start a story with 1 out, because you could end up getting caught. I think it is going to affect radio announcers, because, the play-by-play has to say here's the 2-1 or here's the 3-2. So I think it's going to affect their analysts. But, yeah, the big thing that I've noticed is that you might bring in a lot of stuff into the game, like we call in the business, you have a lot in your saddlebags. You never get to use it. And that's okay. Save it and use it another day. So we might be preparing for stuff in a 2.5-hour game. You don't get to use it all. But in a 3.5-hour game, you're actually searching for things. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a difference, but mostly it's the amount of replays that you would see. Let's go to Corrine in Manasquan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to talk about the Mets game. I was at work last night, so I wasn't able to watch it, but it was kind of one of those days with the game where you're just holding your breath. It's really early in the season, but I felt it was a really important game, especially with Scherzer on the mound. So to be able to win it, shut the Padres out, and show them something since we lost in the wild card, was really good, and I'm hoping we could do the same for the rest of the series and take it from them.
Well, I think, what we were talking about earlier, Karina, is that, obviously Scherzer pitching well was the most important thing. And also, I mean, you're not getting any revenge, right, from beating the Padres, because the Padres,
agreed, definitely.
But it's nice to know that you could beat them. It's nice to know, hey, they knocked us out of the season last year, and we came back and won a game. And not only did they knock you out of a season, but Max Scherzer gave up 4 home runs.
Listen, it was my best pitcher against your best pitcher. Or I know it's April, but 2 really good teams. The team that knocked you out, you want to get a win. You want to win this series, and you're going to feel a lot better about this team if they're able to win this series.
Speaking of the Mets, Don, you know what I have in my hand?
I do probably have the Mets lineup.
Yep, tonight's Mets starting lineup on 98.7 ESPN is brought to you by Bigelow Tea and Corona. You have Brandon Nimmo in center field leading off. Here's very good news, Don and Peter. Starling Marte in right field, bat second.
He is a ball
There you
player.
go. There you go. That's at the ball.
Yeah, Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, will hit third. Cleaning up the first baseman, Pete Alonso. Mark Canha, the DH, will bat fifth.
Mark Canha?
Batting sixth, playing second base, Jeff McNeil. Tommy Pham in left field is going to bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing third base, Eduardo Escobar. Francisco Alvarez will catch. He's going to bat ninth. And David Peterson is on the mound. He will start for the Mets.
You give good lineup.
That's tonight's Mets starting lineup against the Padres, brought to you by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea is a proud supporter of the Michael K. Show and the official hot tea of the New York Yankees. And Corona, enjoy the finer life of sports. Corona, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. Now, I said something on the air yesterday that rankled a lot of people. Not at me, but at what I said. And it rankled so many people that it actually elicited an incredibly odd phone call to Bart and Hahn, the show that precedes us here on 98.7. So when we get back, we'll talk about that very thing. And also we'll talk about the Yankees' 3-2 loss to the Guardians. But one comment that I made really did bother a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what this was, because I love when you bother people.
Anyway, a lot of people were in pain, Don, so what should they do?
It's springtime.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
10 years ago, we started Untuck It out of my apartment, and today we have more than 80 stores worldwide. We didn't just create shirts designed to be worn untucked, we perfected them. But we didn't stop with shirts. We also created so much more, from polos to sweaters to pants. We even have a line just for her. So everyone can look sharp in this new business comfortable world. Try the original Untucked shirt and more today. Visit untuckit.com or your nearest store.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy, so you can live your greatness. And Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
To get more hits out here, start training in here. Introducing Win Reality. Game speed pitches anywhere, anytime. Hands in sync with eyes. Confidence in sync with your progress. Be ready for real. Win Reality.
How do you measure greatness? Is it pulling off feats that haven't been seen in generations? Or is it doing the little things
The memory of a lifetime.
that make all the difference?
Absolutely amazing.
What did I want to be when I was growing up?
I wanted to be a singer growing up.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a baseball player.
I wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be a violinist.
That is a crazy question because I legitimately remember saying famous.
I'm considered one of the best in the world.
First started streaming, my family was completely against it.
Nobody near me was gamers. My parents, my friends, my family, I was the only one that was obsessed. To make it in this industry and to be somebody, you have to have the mindset that you want to be better than the next person.
If I'm considered an athlete, then why shouldn't a professional gamer be considered one as well?
It doesn't stop for me, man, and I know that's how you have to be if you want to be the greatest at the thing you love.
And this is Wannabe.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more.
Hey, big man.
Oh, hey.
Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
It's true.
What is it? Is it like home dogs? No. It's bird mascots.
No, I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools like time and spending limits to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Cool. You know what, man? I'm just going to keep this between you and me.
It's not a secret, Bob.
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours. It's more fun that way.
Whether the repair is a simple fuel tank cap, a more complex sensor, or anything else, RockAuto.com has the parts you need.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
After Advil.
Back to work.
What about your neck?
It's good to go.
Before Advil. Advil Dual Action fights pain two ways. Advil targets pain at the source. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals. Advil Dual Action.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Get 0% APR financing for 48 months on the 2023 Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
We about to turn it up. Oh, yes! Claxton! Let's go! Case closed. About to be around the pole.
Swing and a miss. Bases loaded.
Turn it up.
Big win.
Dear hero, you save lives. I have sickle cell. It's a genetic disease, so that's why I need blood to be able to live.
We just hit a roadside bomb. The next thing I remember, I woke up in Germany. The doctor came in and said, we're going to amputate your leg. I had to get a lot of blood transfusion to stay alive.
Because of you, I'm allowed to see my son grow up.
Because of you, I got a second chance at life.
What's up, everybody? Chef Marcus Samuelson here on Home Plate New York on the Yes app.
From pinstripes to chef whites, Yankee stars take to the kitchen and explore some of their favorite New York cuisine. Plus, celebrities, athletes, and icons join Marcus at some of the hottest tables in town. Check out Home Plate New York, streaming now on the Yes app.
All right, it's time for the Pinstripe Report, brought to you by Samuel Institute for Pain Management. So on his Talkin' Yanks Weekly with John Boy, Aaron Boone said Carlos Rodon has back tightness, which has delayed his plan to return by at least a few days. It's tough, man. First the forearm, I guess it was, and now the back. And the only concern you had with Rodon was health. You know, he's a great guy, good teammate, everything you hear about him. And when he's healthy, he's great. But it's when you're healthy that really rears its ugly head. And so he had to be shut down in spring training because of the pain in his arm, which was deemed insignificant, that he would be back maybe by the end of April, third week. I don't think that's going to happen. And now a back issue has slowed him down. So something to keep an eye on. But here's what I was talking about. When you come into a visiting city, the visiting team provides the bat boy. And the visiting, not the visiting team, the home team provides the bat boy for the visiting team. And the visiting team provides a uniform for the bat boy to wear so that he looks like he's part of the group that's playing the Guardians in this case. Well, wearing a Yankee road gray with New York in print across your chest and midnight blue, and then wearing the famous midnight blue Yankee cap with the interlocking NY on the front, was a young kid who, I mean, I don't say this in a derogatory way or a pejorative way, really looked like the character Joe Dirt, which was one of Don's favorite movies.
Love Joe Dirt. By the way, I love Joe Dirt.
Oh, you loved it. Okay.
Not just Don.
I love it, too.
No, we both love it.
Anybody who's
You know
seen
why?
it,
Because we both have good taste.
All right. So, I mean, his hair is long, stringy, blonde hair, cascading down around his shoulders.
Oh, cascading is right.
He had a mustache and then a lot of stubble, on the chin. So he broke 2 Yankee rules. No facial hair other than a mustache, and you have to have your hair cut to collar length. So people really were up in arms. Here's a caller to Barton Hahn. You're going to love this. This is a caller.
I've been waiting for this all day.
To Barton Hahn. You ready? Here we go.
JP is in Clifton.
I was calling about last night's game. In the 7th inning, Michael Kay brought up the bat boy issue we had last night. Now, he had very long hair, and then he pointed out the guy's red sneakers, and I went overboard with me. So then I'm thinking, why would they do that? Because he can't be employed by the Yankee organization. So I'm thinking that Cleveland went out and put him in there to piss off Yankee Nation.
You think this was trolling? The poor kid looked nervous, too.
I just want this investigated.
He wants it investigated, guys.
All right.
Was he being serious?
Yeah.
It sounded, he sounded like it really bothered him.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe he...
I don't believe he's serious.
The callers we've taken for 21 years, you don't think that guy was serious?
I refuse to accept that he's serious, and I refuse to accept that anyone within the reach of my voice right now could legitimately have been upset last night that the ball boy in Cleveland had long hair and red sneakers.
Well, wait a second. Wait 1 second.
Don't believe
All right, I don't think it's a plant. Obviously, the Guardians are the ones that provide, and that's the way this kid is. So they don't ask him to cut his hair. That's fine. If you look at the Guardians, some of them have long hair and beards. Okay, but it is a rule with the Yankees. I don't think they did it to troll the Yankees. That's just a kid who's a visiting bat boy. But to tell me that Yankee fans, many who do like this rule that was instituted by George Steinbrenner, they're not a little bit put off by the fact that this kid looks like Joe Dirt?
Oh, for sure. But I just mean, I'm talking about legitimately
angry. Of course they're legitimately angry. These fans believe in that.
But it makes no sense. The person's not employed by the New York Yankees.
But he's wearing a Yankee uniform, and he's in the Yankee dugout.
But what are they going to do? They have to find someone.
You know, Peter, working with me all these years, I loathe this statement. Loathe it. But I'm going to do it anyway.
All right.
If George Steinbrenner were alive,
oh, boy,
that kid would not be the Yankee bat boy today. Just wouldn't be.
What would have happened?
He would tell the Indians, I want somebody else, or he would fly one of the Yankee bat boys from New York to Cleveland to be the bat boy.
And that wouldn't be
It would be too late.
What do you mean it would be too late? He sees the guy on the TV last night. He tells one of the Yankee bat boys, get on a plane in the morning and go be the bat boy in Cleveland. There's no way that kid would be, with that hair and red shoes, be the Yankee bat boy, because you got the Yankee uniform on.
But that wouldn't be right.
Why would it be right?
Well, now you're sounding like the guys.
Yeah. So you agree with the guy?
I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying, why wouldn't it be right if your team has a uniform?
Because these kids, I don't know how it all works, but I'm sure they're thrilled to get the opportunity to do this. And now they've got to adhere to whatever rules that team has. I mean, it's stupid that they wear a uniform.
Bat boys?
Yeah, I mean, the guys that clean the sweat off the court in an NBA game, they don't have NBA uniforms on. The people that clean the ice at the Garden during a Ranger game don't have a Ranger jersey on. Why do they have to be why can't they just wear whatever? Why do they have to be in a Yankee uniform?
But because they're in the dugout. I mean, the Rangers and the Nick guy or gal, they're not sitting on the bench.
So you're telling me that this kid gets an opportunity to be a bat boy, and he's going to have to cut his hair to do it?
No.
Lose the job because his hair is too long?
He would not be the guy that would be working for the Yankees that day. That's all I'm saying. I don't think George Steinbrenner would say, I want him fired. The Guardians wouldn't do that, but they put him in their dugout.
No, and George would be wrong if he did that. George does not employ that person. George does, even though would be the owner of the Yankees, it's not his employer. His employee. He has no jurisdiction over that individual.
He has a jurisdiction on who wears his uniform in his dugout. So he's not saying fire the guy. Again, I can't speak for a guy who's no longer here, but being around him as long as I have, that rule meant something to him. I don't know if it means anything to Brian Cashman or Hal Steinbrenner. They've kept it up because of the tradition and what it meant to George Steinbrenner. But the bottom line is, George Steinbrenner would not stand for that guy being in the dugout today. He just wouldn't.
Well, Alan apparently made the joke about if George were alive, and the caller took the joke very seriously.
Well, I mean, Alan made a joke, and it's true.
Here we go.
You know, if George Steinbrenner were alive, he would have met that kid with clippers right before the game.
And that kid, and that kid should have punched him in his face because I'm a grown-ass man employed in Cleveland.
Bart's right.
Bart's right.
He's not employed. He's employed in Cleveland by the Guardians. Yes, nobody's saying fire him. He shouldn't be wearing a Yankee uniform with long hair like that.
Oh my God, you're just as bad.
Yeah,
as
you are.
No, it didn't anger me, but their rules are rules.
Well, but they're not real rules.
What do you mean they're not real rules? So every single Yankee that came here that used to wear it, like Johnny Damon and a Hall of Famer like Randy Johnson, all adhered to those rules. So they're not real rules.
No,
they play for the New York Yankees,
right? And they get paid by the New York Yankees. This kid doesn't get paid by the Yankees.
He's paid probably $18 an hour. He's not a multimillionaire because of the Yankees. He works for Cleveland, for God's sake.
But he's in the Yankee dugout.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when the Mariners
so then the
come
Yankees
in next
week, the Yankees should then be the only team that flies their bat boys to every.
Well, you know, a lot of teams are now thinking about flying the bat boys around, just because you've got to get the bat quicker, because the clock. I mean, that's a real. I know the Mets are considering it as well.
Well, that's a different
story. That's about being, functioning.
But George or whoever the owner of the Yankees is at the time, they have jurisdiction over their employees, not on who wears their uniform.
Oh, listen. Yeah, if you're in the dugout, they do. If you're in the dugout, they do. So I'm saying that the Guardians would say, that's the guy who your bat boy is. If you don't like it, too bad. I am telling you, George Steinbrenner would fly one of the Yankee bat boys from New York to Cleveland. I'm telling you.
You know what else? Okay, he might have. And they also would have been 90 and 72 and wouldn't have made the playoffs. And so what? So what? That's what George would have done.
What? They've won 7 World Series with George as the owner.
They also had years they stunk.
Okay.
So what? Everyone acts like it just because George did it, that means that everything would have been right.
I'm not saying it would have been right. I'm saying that was his rule, and he would have enforced it. I'm not saying that's an elixir for a team winning a World Series.
But you're making it sound like that makes it good. Like that is what's right, and what's happening now is wrong.
See, that's what's being implied. Well, George wouldn't have stood for it, so that makes it okay.
I'm not saying you're taking it the wrong way, because that would mean that I would be insinuating that Hal is wrong for not acting. I'm just saying that it meant something to George, and he would not have allowed that kid to represent the Yankees with Joe Dirt hair. He wouldn't.
And my opinion is, if he did that, he would look like a clown.
No, he wouldn't. It's his rule.
See, now this is where we keep hitting that. You see where the rubber's meeting the road here?
Yes.
Because you're saying you don't necessarily, you're playing both sides of the fence. Why don't you just stand there with the crazy fogies screaming on their lawn and say you're there? Because every time we try to take you away from there, I
don't want to be taken away from there. A rule is a rule is a rule. He's not supposed to stand there with his hair like that.
He's got no jurisdiction over that
individual. How do you know what jurisdiction he has? If somebody's in the Yankee dugout, he certainly does.
But he's not a Yankee employee. Baseball's got a rule that if you're going to be in the dugout during play, you have to wear the uniform of that team.
Right, and part of the uniform of the team is your hair is cut above the collar and no facial. That's the uniform of the team. But it's the uniform of the team, you just said.
Right, because that's the MLB rule. If he's going to be in the dugout during play, he has to wear that team's uniform. He's employed by the Guardians. It's a Major League Baseball rule. The Yankees' rule is their employees have to have their hair cut and no facial hair. He is not a Yankee employee. He just happens to be wearing a Yankee jersey and uniform because Major League Baseball tells him to. Major League Baseball and the Guardians have the jurisdiction, not the Yankees.
Again, you're wrong. The Yankees have jurisdiction on what their bat boy can look like. I'm sorry, they do.
It's not their bat boy. It's the Guardians' bat boy that's working that dugout.
Well, then they have every right to say we don't want this kid in our dugout. They have that's their right. I don't want this kid looking like that. And there's nothing wrong with the way the kid looked. And you can make the argument, and it's a fine argument, that maybe these rules should be relaxed. But I think it means something to the Steinbrenner family to continue the legacy of what their dad started. That's the only thing. You want to relax the rules? That's a good conversation to have. But the rules are in fact the rules. And looking like Joe Dirt, that's not going to play in a Yankee uniform.
But the rules don't apply to him.
How do you know?
Because he's not paid by the Yankees. He's not a Yankee employee.
But he's wearing a Yankee uniform in the
because
Yankee dugout.
MLB tells him to. So that falls under the MLB jurisdiction that he's the bat boy and has to wear the uniform. He falls under the Guardians jurisdiction because he's paid by the Guardians. If he's not paid by the Yankees have no say.
Oh, okay, but I'm just saying the Yankees have no say. It's not like, you know, what Alan was joking about. George would come up with clippers and say, cut your hair, young man. The Yankees would not have allowed that kid to be the bat boy today, and they would have flown in one of their bat boys. I guarantee that's what they would have done. Guarantee it.
And in my opinion, that would be clown shoes. Take money out of the kid's pocket. Now, if you want to, now you make a good point. Now that the new rules are in place and there could be some strategy by the other team to slow the game down by having the bat not picked up properly, whatever, then that's different. But under the current way things are, they don't have a say about the kid.
They do have a say whether he works on the dugout. They don't have a say in firing him. And I'm sure the Guardians would reassign him. They wouldn't fire him for the 3-game set, but the Yankees would have a different bat boy here tonight. I'd be interested to see if that kid's sitting by the dugout again tonight.
You don't think that would be a little bit much if George did that?
No, a rule is a rule.
But it's not a rule that applies to him.
But it applies to his team. It applies to George Steinbrenner's team.
Then I would say George Steinbrenner, if he were alive, would have to take this up with the game of baseball, with Major League Baseball and the commissioner, that they need to change how the whole concept of the bat boy works. Because otherwise, it's not his call. I'm sorry.
It is his call who's in his dugout. Why are you guys being so obstinate? It is absolutely. If he doesn't want that bat boy in the dugout, he wouldn't be. How could you not understand that?
But, okay, so then why don't they bring one every single time?
Because I don't think it matters that much to the people that run the team now. They want their players to cut their hair, but I'm saying the way George Steinbrenner operated, that kid would not be in a Yankee uniform today being the Yankee bat boy. He just wouldn't.
Okay, well, guess what? The Yankees are better off for it right now.
Well, that's a Pinstripe Report brought to you by Samwell Institute for Pain Management. For a pain-free life, visit SamwellPain.com today. We'll take your phone calls when we get back. But first, I want to tell you about NJ Diet.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
Whoa! DraftKings. Look at all these blackjack games. You got Spanish 21, Vacation Blackjack, Touchdown Blackjack. What is this? Some big old Vegas buffet where you're putting the waffles next to the crab legs, deciding what dessert you want for breakfast? Well, guess what? Smack me in the mouth with all of it. I want it all.
New players can download the DraftKings Casino app and get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credit. Action's so good, why play anywhere else?
Somebody bring me the cream puffs.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
Some say luck is the residue of design. That if you work your tail off, your moment will arrive. And no matter where you've been or where you're going. We're all lucky to bleed blue.
This is what it's all about right here.
Now let's go earn our stripes.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper. I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
The way my mind works, I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
analytics and empathy. That's how I get clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Pay the easy way. One ding and you're done. Visit citizensbank.com/ding to learn more.
1, 2, ding 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 tiki 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 ow ding 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 ding.
Ma, are you sure you don't want to go bowling with us tonight?
Yeah, no.
There's my little marzipan. Oh, my daughter gives the best hugs.
We're just passing through on our way to the Jazz Jamboree. And we wanted to thank America's #1 motorcycle insurer for saving us money.
Mara, your parents are
exactly like me. I know, right?
Well, cherish your friends and loved ones.
Let's roll, Daddy-O.
Let's boogie woogie.
When you design a shirt to be worn untucked,
really tall, bigger guy,
you do it for everybody.
Broad shoulders, always so skinny.
All shapes and sizes of people, all shapes and sizes of untucked.
I don't think I really have anything.
We fit all men at the perfect length. More than 50 size options. For everyone yet to experience the all shapes and sizes fit of Untuck It, we say, untuck yourself.
4 delicious pieces of chocolate, 3 crisp wafers, 2 layers of sweet Kit Kat filling, 1 incredible break. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Now served up in birthday cake.
You're watching Yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? Chef Marcus Sampson here on Home Plate New York on the Yes app. Come on, man, bring it in. Don't be shy.
From pinstripes to chef whites, Yankee stars take to the kitchen and explore some of their favorite New York cuisine.
This is staple. This is what we grew up. This is actually a gourmet version.
Yeah.
Plus celebrities, athletes, and icons join Marcus at some of the hottest tables in town.
That's amazing. I'm proud.
Manja.
Check out Home Plate New York, streaming now on the Yes app.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's go back to the phone call, see what you're saying. Let's go to Fred in the Bronx. Fred.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
If you are a temp, you are getting paid by the temp agency, but you will be working for another company. It's your job to follow the rules of that company, including grooming standards and dress code. Exact same thing applies.
But Fred, what Don is saying is the Yankees aren't paying the bat boy, and there's nothing wrong with the way the bat boy looks. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But it just doesn't conform with the Yankee rules. But the Yankees aren't paying the bat boy. If anything, I think they might tip the bat boy.
Is that a thing?
I think the players might tip them. I'm not quite sure.
I never even heard that.
But, you know, the bat boys are provided by the home team.
But what he's saying is if you work for a temp agency, the temp agency may be paying you. And you're going in there as an independent contractor, but you're still expected to follow the rules when you're in the offices. Well, that's an understanding between the temp agency and the company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any understanding between the teams and MLB.
There obviously isn't.
There isn't. It's just that, hey, you're going to wear the uniform. That's all you're obliged to do is wear the uniform of the team that you're working for. You don't have to follow any rules other than that. And whatever, I guess they tell you what to do as far as what they might need during the course of the game or whatever. So no rules are being broken.
Let's go to Anthony in the car. Anthony.
Michael, Don, Peter, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm great.
Good.
Michael, first of all, do we think the Yankees are good tippers? They have to be, right?
You think so?
I think you almost have to be, right?
Yeah.
We would find out if they weren't. Let's put it that way.
Listen, they'd write about that before they write about you guys. That's for sure.
That's a great point.
But Michael. Go
ahead, tell them.
This is why the Yankee fans get the rap that they have. Get off the high horse. Come on. Who cares what his hair looks like? He's not employed. He's not pitching. If it was Garrett Cole, that's fine.
Well, but then if we're gonna go by what you're saying, Anthony, right? And you can finish your point. Then Garrett Cole should be able to have long hair too. Who cares, right? Who cares? Are you a Yankee fan?
100 miles an hour.
Are you a Yankee fan?
Through and through.
Okay, so you don't like the rule?
I think it should be a little lax. We're in a different time frame now.
Okay, so how lax?
I mean, nicely manicured.
So you would be okay with a beard,
crazy.
and you would be okay with long hair, as long as it's nicely manicured?
As long as it's nicely manicured.
Nope.
I
Okay.
think that's very fair.
That's fine, but again, that's not their rule. So what you think their rule should be, that's a discussion for another day, but that's not their rule. And their rule is based in tradition. I don't think that, if Hal just started a team today, that rule would be in place. The rule is an homage to what his father believed in. I don't think Hal would engage in that. I just don't. But for George, it was very important. And every single player, I've never understood it, but every single player who's put on the Yankee uniform has conformed with that rule rather than fighting it. And believe me, if they fought it, they might have a case. But every single person conforms. You sign a contract with the Yankees, that's the deal. You know it. You get traded to the Yankees, that's the deal. You know it. You just do. Let's go to Shaq in Edison. Shaq.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey, Shaq.
How are you?
Doing good. Got 2 points. So I don't even watch baseball, heavy like that. I'm a football, basketball guy. But I heard you guys' conversation about Judge and Alonso yesterday, and I'm very disappointed because you guys got to show me something about who's going to get more home runs. That was the perfect opportunity to make some sort of bet, and I think you're both gutless. Completely gutless.
You know what? You keep this up, Shaq. I'm going to make sure that Don doesn't get you the season tickets, all right? Now you're gone. He wants everybody to make a bet because he got season tickets from Don.
Don't call us gutless. I really.
Now, you know what, Don? Don't even give him the tickets now. I stand behind you if you want to Welsh, because if that's the kind of attitude he's bringing to the party, he doesn't go to a Jet game. Sorry, you're out, Shaq.
And if he listened,
he can't do that. I'd leave the show.
Why?
I'm gonna fulfill my obligation. But Shaq lost me and did not even offering to take us to dinner until he was guilted into it. So this is all a business transaction, and then we move on. It could have been a blossoming friendship that just never transpired. But Michael, if he listened to the segment, I said, Michael, you make a great point. Well, they pitched to Alonso, so I wouldn't make the bet. Perfect opportunity, my ass.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't give him the tickets. And you know what? You never promised him I'd be the last row of MetLife if it was me. Last row.
Wait, all because he said, tell me who's going to hit more home runs?
No, because he called us gutless. Well, first of all, don't program our show. We don't have to bet on every single thing.
Yeah, but did he say bet, or he said he just wanted you to tell us what it was going to, who's going to?
No. He said bet. Are you listening, Peter?
Guys get too
Are you joining us or what?
I mean, I just didn't say, it didn't sound like the huge attack you're saying it was. I'm sorry.
I think, you know what, Anthony, Jacob, he can't call in for 2 weeks. He's suspended.
Oh, my God. Now, you're now lashing out. This is now lashing out.
That's just the way I feel.
You're so upset about the guy having long hair in the dugout.
I'm not I mean, you shouldn't be like completely out of your mind about it, but I can see you being annoyed by it.
Really?
Yeah. If you're a real Yankee fan.
More annoyed than this? Oh, well, that guy doesn't look like a Yankee. Okay. Beyond that, you think you can be beyond that, though? That's too much.
Okay. I don't think you should lose sleep over it. I would agree with you about that. You had the right tone just then.
That was it.
That was it. Ugh.
I mean, Gil from Bensonhurst, for example. This is actually sad. I heard he had a heart attack and died last night. That was the end. Yeah, he saw the hair, and Gil just went
No,
and that was it.
My feeling on it that if he did die, nobody would have found him yet. It would be
Leave
weeks.
it who it is.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about FanDuel, Peter?
I'd love to tell you about FanDuel.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
When the prize is our future, every day is a match of our lives. In all my years of playing around the world, I have never seen a brighter soul than Kiara's. You will never know what it took for her to be here. Together with her world-class team, Kiara triumphed over a rare cancer that nearly stole her future as a dancer. When we unite around one goal, that is when we win.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy. Allegra gives you the fastest, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief so you can live your greatness.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. This Truck Month, get the Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 48 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. For more offers, visit buyfordnow.com.
I got paid to be a loser with Healthy Wage. I found Healthy Wage and I was like, I want to win money and lose weight. I had already decided on losing the weight. Why not get paid for it? When I won my challenge, I felt amazing. I felt confident. Not only am I healthier, but now I get paid. After winning my Healthy Wager, I could look in the mirror and see someone that I felt was absolutely amazing.
Start winning today at healthywager.com.
You have to live. You have to live.
I'm sorry, Tex.
You don't have to be sorry. You never ran from anything in your life, and you're not going to start now. You got to fight it. Wait a minute. Oh, snap. Dallas just covered the spread. We got the money, baby. Bang.
Jamie, could you just... Thank you.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Hold off!
Where was I?
Oh, I was dying.
Dying. Let's go.
Our story is going to be a team that's defined by playing extremely hard, competitive every night.
I have 5 guys at all times that's going to be out there defending and playing for one another.
We're going to try to wear the other team down from the beginning to the end.
I mean, that's how we got to play. It's going to take all of us to compete, play with one another, have fun with it. A whole team of guys that understand what it is to fight and then also have that winning mentality.
When times get tough, we stay together.
The only way to get through things is to do it together and to go through it together.
Wherever we're playing, whoever we're playing, we show up and we play. But we don't make excuses for anything. I don't care who's out there. We're not going to ever make excuses. We're just going to come to play every single game.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. We love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
We about to turn it up. Case closed. Swing and a miss.
10 a.m. until 2, starting this fall.
So what?
So what? So we got the price points for the new NFL ticket. Don is a DirecTV subscriber, or at least he was, so he could get the NFL ticket.
Since 97.
A long time. A lot of money given to the NFL and DirecTV. So DirecTV lost it. It's now a YouTube property. What do you think of the new price points, Don?
Well, it does seem a little high. I think it's about $100 more than DirecTV.
Even if you go early?
So what is it early? What's the discount?
I think it's like $100 less.
Because I was paying $293 on DirecTV, and this one's what was it again? I had it written down.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, it's like 300 and Anthony. What is it? Like 363. It's up there. It's almost $400. But if I've got DirecTV already, well, then I just get the package for the NFL Sunday Ticket. But with YouTube, I'm not getting anything but the Sunday Ticket. I'm not getting a subscription to YouTube. Are you
sure?
This. Am I?
I don't think you are. No, I don't think you're getting a subscription.
So then that would mean it seems a little high then.
But Don, so hold on. Can you just help me with this? So you can still stick with it the way you have been?
No.
It's over.
It's over. DirecTV's out. I'll still have the Red Zone because I don't think YouTube's got an exclusivity on the Red Zone.
All right, so here's the tickets. All right, the YouTube TV subscribers, $349 a season, $249 if you purchase before June 6th. So you have to pay money to get a YouTube subscription. It's $389, $289 early if you bundle with Red Zone. Non-YouTube TV subscribers, $449 a season, $349 early.
Okay.
$489 and $389 early with Red Zone.
Now it says each package is $100 off before June 6th.
Right.
It really
That's
is
a lot.
It really is messed up that they don't do what Major League Baseball does, where you can get a package for your team.
That there's no.
I like you just get a Cincinnati Bengals package.
Yeah, like I literally have no interest except a Commanders package. I can see everything else that comes nationally.
Well, the other sports don't do that either. The only difference is the other sports offer it to other platforms. Like I can get the center ice package on anything.
And also, how much is the center ice package? $200, $250?
As you know, I don't handle the money in my house.
Right, you have no idea what's going on.
We have the MLB package, we have NHL Center Ice, and we had the NFL. But if I had, whatever, Cablevision or Dish TV, I could get baseball, I could get basketball, I could get hockey, but football's the only one that's got the exclusive.
I just wonder whether they'd make more money. You think they make more or less money running the price they have now? Or if they'd also offer a single team package for just like half the price, $200.
I think they probably because people want to. Let's say they are a Cincinnati Bengal fan, they'll pay for this. So rather than having a lower price just for the Bengals, the NFL makes you buy this. And I think, I think if you charge $500 for the season, people would pay for it. That's why, just when you see prices like this for the new NFL Sunday Ticket, the price for MLB's package is amazing. It might be the absolute greatest bargain in any kind of sports streaming. I mean, every single game in MLB for I think it's $150. Every single game. It's 162 games by 30.
Yeah, hockey's $69.99. But the problem there is, Michael, I'm almost thinking of dropping it. Because since ESPN got it, and with Hulu, most of those games are available on Hulu and ESPN Plus. But I still keep it for the rogue game that might not be on there and available on the app. And so you said baseball's how much?
It's like $150 for the whole season.
Let me just look at that. Let's see what the NBA is.
I have the NBA, and I can't even tell you how much it costs. Tell you what, I don't watch it enough.
$64.99.
I end up watching the damn Knicks. How much?
$64.99 I'm seeing here.
That's for the whole year, Don? No way.
No, that's got to be a month or something.
That can't be it.
It says for 24 months.
24 months? 2 years?
Well, that's a package I guess they were offering, maybe late in the season. Let me look. Let me see.
Well, anyway.
What do they call it? The NBA, because it's center ice.
League Pass. NBA League Pass. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, it's done.
You're going to figure this all out, Don.
1-800-919-3776. Let's go back to the phones.
$99.99.
And that's for the whole year.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But again, that's for 80. That's 82 games, not 162.
That's right.
And also, Major League Baseball now this year, Don, for their price, is also every minor league game. It's just phenomenal, the price point for that and the bargain that you get. Let's go back to the phones.
Do it.
Connor in Colorado. Connor, talk to us.
Hi, Connor.
Oh, holy crap, I'm actually on the show.
Oh, yeah, what do you got?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to say, Peter, I think you're the most talented radio host in the game right now.
Wow, thank you. That's very kind of you.
I'm with you.
Don, I think you're going to go down as one of the best play-by-play guys I've ever heard in my life.
Also true.
That's nice.
And, Michael, you're my second announcer right behind Dave Neathouse and Vin Scully.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, we usually we don't like roll call, but that was heavy. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Connor, we appreciate the sweet words, though.
Yeah, can I even though it was very nice.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I know what you're going to. Can I do it for you?
Yeah, please.
You don't have to do roll call. You don't have to tell, hey, Don, how's the back of your belly? Hey, Peter, I love wrestling. Hey, Michael, I've been a Yankee fan since 1938.
Just go to it. Say,
Just
hey, guys.
Hey, and get to the comment.
Hey, guys.
Ultimately, his line was not good.
And what he said wasn't true. Peter's not the greatest broadcasting talent. Don's not going to go down as the great. I'm not anywhere in the class of Vince Scully. That's greasing the skids for a long phone call, and then you had a bad line anyway. And you sounded like you were partaking in some of Colorado's finest.
Oh my God! I can't believe what you're saying right now.
Come on,
stop capping. What does capping mean?
Am I right or wrong? Stop being the good guys. Be the honest guys. Am I right or wrong?
You might not be able to believe that he said it, but you believe everything he said.
I don't believe that I'm in the same breath as Vince Scully.
No, but what I'm saying is all the things you just said, Peter couldn't believe you said it, but he believes every word you said.
Interesting.
Everything you said was completely factual.
All right.
He just couldn't believe you went there.
Yeah,
let's go to Josh.
Yeah, I think it was edibles, gummies, I think you went with.
Josh in Mount Pocono. What's up, Josh?
Hey, guys. First off, thank you for taking my call, gentlemen. I just want to say I don't care about that bat boy last night, but even last year I said to my girlfriend, I didn't like Garrett Cole's hair, how long it was. If that's a rule for the Yankees, I respect it. That's their rule, and they should present professionally. But I don't care about that bat boy. He's not employed by the Yankees.
That's right.
For the Yankees. Right. So, and I just have a quick question for Don. More likely for Michael to make the Baseball Hall of Fame or Peter to make the WWE Hall of Fame? Thanks, guys.
Oh, I'd have to say, no offense, Peter, Michael's going.
See, now you must not think that Peter has any shot because I have no shot.
Why do you keep saying that?
I'm telling you the truth.
You're going to have a shot.
No, I don't.
Well, hold on. Let me get in here. How many, Michael? How many current broadcasters? How many broadcasters are in the Hall of Fame?
Current, Bob Costas, Pat Hughes of the Cubs.
All time. How about all time?
I don't know. I mean, Vince Scully, obviously, Mel Allen, a lot of them.
Right. So, and a lot of it's based on just the longevity.
So then John should go in before me.
Well, Gary's
going to get in.
Cohen is going to get in. Why wouldn't you get in?
Because Gary is beloved. I'm an acquired taste.
Well, you're reviled.
You're getting really saucy today, aren't you, Peter?
Well, you're saying it. I was trying to find the word you were looking for.
No, reviled is not what I was looking for.
You said he's renowned. You're reviled.
So you're going for alliteration is what you're doing.
That's exactly.
Listen, I don't want to play the game of who's better than who.
All right.
But if Gary, who's been doing Mets since '88, can get into the Hall of Fame, you've been doing the Yankees since '92, why wouldn't you down the road also get a chance to go to the Hall of Fame? With all the big games that you called, the big moments?
Not happening.
You're being humble.
No, I'm not. I'll make you a bet if you want. This will make Shaq from Edison happy. I'll make you a bet. Whatever you want to bet. It's not happening. Whatever you want to bet. House, car, whatever you like. Not happening. No chance.
Well, I mean, how do we pay this off? Because you can get in at any
Well, I mean, if it's posthumous, okay, I win.
But we'll take care of each other's families.
Yeah, but it's not even going to be posthumous. Believe me, I'm good.
So you're telling me that Gary gets in and you don't? In what world?
In this one that we presently live in.
In what world is Gary that much better than you that he's in the Hall of Fame and you're not?
It's about perspective because Met fans have anointed the Met broadcast crew as the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yankee fans are less effusive for the radio and TV broadcasting crew. But that's the public perception that's out there. That's just the way it is. I mean, the Mets are putting Gary Cohen into their Hall of Fame this year. I'm not going into Monument Park. I'm not getting a plaque.
But that's not the same.
But I'm just telling you that that's the way it rolls.
Did you not turn the final game at Yankee Stadium from 1 to 0?
Right. So that'll be the biggest honor that I receive.
He's got no choice but to be this way.
No, but Don, there's sometimes that I play that game that I'm Mr. I'm being dead serious. It's not happening. I love you for even thinking it. It's not happening. When I went to the Hall of Fame with my family last summer, that's how I'm going to the Hall of Fame.
Let me, please, because my head's going to explode. I'm looking at the people that have been inducted.
Okay.
Hawk Harrelson's in. Michael, come on. You run circles around him. I love him. I love Ken. He's not a great announcer. He was popular. I get it. He said wacky things. If he's in the Hall of Fame, then you're going to the Hall of Fame. Stop yourself. Stop it.
No, you're wrong. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Brian in Rockland. Brian.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Brian?
You hear me now?
I'm actually a long-time listener of you guys. I love Michael Kay. I love the show a lot.
Thank you, Brian.
I listened to Peter actually on the Hot 97 in the morning a while back, and I never liked Peter on that show.
Oh, thank you.
But listening to him on the K show, you actually grew on me a lot, man.
Oh, wow. I think that's a compliment, and I sincerely appreciate it. Kind of.
It was, it got there.
It wasn't like
circuitous, but it got there.
It wasn't backhanded or front-handed. It was like he pet my face awkwardly with his palm.
Please go on, Brian.
It's like a kiss from your mom.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I want to talk to Michael Kay about my uncle's actually the driver of Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
Hal or George?
And I was,
Hal or George?
Michael Fitzgerald is his name.
Okay, is it Hal or George?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's the older Steinbrenner. I'm not too sure.
Well, then he's not driving for the last 12 years since George hasn't been with us since 2010.
I don't know what happened in that call. I'm lost.
Yeah, and so is that
older
call.
Steinbrenner. All right, we're good. Thanks.
That was weird. Let's go to Vinny in New York. Vinny.
This was closer to break. I need a.
Hey guys, how are you? Good afternoon, sir.
What's up, Vincent?
Hi, I'm going to give my 2 cents with this bad boy. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm actually a Yankee hater. I'm a big Met fan. I was flipping through the channels, watching the Met game and the Ranger game last night. So I decided, during commercial, I decided to put the Yankee game on. And the first thing I saw is the bat boy with the long hair. And I said to myself, man, if George Steinbrenner was alive, who I'm not a fan of, was alive, that bat boy would not be in that dugout. Would not be in that dugout. I love, and again, I'm a Yankee hater, but I love that tradition. You cannot beat that tradition. They look like men out there, not like buffoons with long hair. Perfect example, Johnny Damon. Look like a total buffoon. You look like a man out there in that uniform. So that's my perspective.
Well, how do I
That's
look?
deep stuff. Yeah, what about Don? Don's got long
I don't
hair.
look like a man?
No, I'm not. Listen, you take it out of context.
No.
It was well, your hair's not long right now.
But I've got a beard.
Yeah, that's true.
Peter's got a beard, well trimmed, well groomed.
But back in the day, Don, when you had the long hair, you looked disgusting.
Oh, well, that's neither here nor there.
But
the
that
rule
was-
isn't disgusting.
We don't have a rule on the show, though.
I was making a political statement against the pandemic.
You stood up right against that. You looked at pandemic right in the eye.
So it wasn't it was a pharmaceutical or a medical statement.
What? No, it was right at the pandemic.
Yeah, it was just I was staring the pandemic right in the face, saying I don't like you to the point I'm going to look this way.
Interesting.
You know, that would not have happened if there was no pandemic. I was growing my hair out. So what? We were going nowhere. Where are we going? Where are we going?
I'm so happy you cut it though.
But I love that. Yeah, if you want to, and I think Peter and I agree that sometimes these guys it's like a clown show that's out there with the way that the beards look, and it's disgusting, like Grizzly Adams out there.
Yeah.
But to the caller's point, they look like men. Well, Peter and I don't look like men. I would not be allowed to play for the Yankees unless I shaved my beard. Peter, the same thing.
Sad, because I'm a hell of a base runner.
But do you think that do we look unkempt?
When you had long hair, you looked unkempt. But with the beard, you don't. You keep your beard very well trimmed.
Normally look.
I spend a lot of money keeping this beard this trim. It's very hard done.
But did DeGrom, when he had the long hair, or even Syndergaard, I think it looked nice.
Well, DeGrom ended up cutting his hair, and that's when he took the next step.
So let me ask you this, Michael, because this has been asked on Twitter. Who is the woman that's the single A manager for the Yankees?
Rachel Balkovic.
So if she ever moved up the ranks or ever became a bench coach or possibly became the manager of the Yankees, would she have to cut her hair?
I don't think so, because there'd have to be different rules for women.
This is what makes Don one of the great broadcasters of all time. You see what he does here?
Let's go to Brian in Stroudsburg. Brian.
Hello.
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 Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Hey, first of all, I'm a big fan. I've been watching the Yankees since '96. You're the best announcer in the world by far.
Hall of Famer.
Thank you. I'm not a Hall of Famer, but thank you, Brian.
I want to talk about the facial hair.
Okay. Go ahead.
First of all, I think we're ahead of our time now. I mean, everybody wears a beard, and why not make the guys feel comfortable? That's what I think. Why not? I want to win. We haven't won since '09.
Well, I don't think it's stopping them from winning.
Well, no, but he's saying the focus.
Hey, what did Peter say the other day? That even the Masters was able to change. I understand honoring your dad. Listen, nobody loved their father more than I did. And there were some rules and things that, hey, times change. I'm not going to apply the rules that my dad had to me, to my kids. Different time, different generation. So I don't think Hal would be disrespectful to his dad if he said, you know what, we're going to relax these rules a little bit. We don't want you to look unruly, but if you want to grow your hair out, if you want to have a nice trimmed beard, we're going to allow that.
Let's go to Paul in Staten Island.
All right.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up?
I basically had enough with the Bat Boy stuff with the hair.
Okay.
But, Michael, for the last 2 days, your hair's green, dude. And then, did you have too much corned beef and cabbage or something on St. Patty's Day? But you look beautiful with that plaid jacket today. You should be doing a river dance.
You know, hold on. You know what?
Thank you, Paul, I guess.
Hold on. I was about to say this man's a psychopath. Hang up.
Then I looked up.
And your hair does look green on TV.
It's weird.
But you know it's not green, right? Maybe the guy's zenith is just a little off on the color tone.
But hold on, Don. On our TVs, the beautiful monitors we have here provided by Disney, state-of-the-art technology.
Yes.
Your hair looks completely green right now.
That's odd.
Do you see it, Anthony, in there or no?
On radio, I don't notice it. No.
No, I only care about Ray-Ro, but do you see
That's why it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, no. I mean, I've seen people say it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I could do about it.
Fix it.
Yeah, I will go do that.
Let's go to Steve in Westchester. Steve.
Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Michael, first of all, I think you have the greatest home run call. I've been watching the Yankees for 30 years.
Thank you, Steve.
See,
That's right.
Thank you.
That's it.
You're going to go in the hall just for that. Nobody can copy you.
No. Unless someone else were to say, see you. But keep going.
All right. What else I want to say is, why couldn't Boone tell this kid or the coach for the Cleveland Indians to put his hair in a ponytail and not have it covered to New York? Would that have made a difference?
No, for Steve, there's several layers there. Aaron Boone has so much stuff to worry about. The length of the Bat Boy's hair is not one of them. The Bat Boy was not doing anything wrong. The Bat Boy has a right to have that hair. He does. He has the right. He has the absolute right. I'm just saying that the Yankees, and when George Steinbrenner was alive, would probably have had a different bat boy here. That's all. They have no right to tell the bat boy to cut his hair. He has that right. He has the right to have that hair. There's nothing wrong with it. I have great friends that the kids have long hair. Okay, that's what they choose to do. Don's kid for a long time had really long hair, right, Don?
Yeah. Marco's got good flow.
All right, so whatever you want. I'm just saying that in the history and the tradition of the Yankees, it's odd to see the Yankee uniform, somebody wearing that uniform with their hair like that. That's it. It's not a knock on the kid. Kid did nothing wrong.
Check my last tweet, Don, at Rosenberg Radio. I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, why don't you share it with the rest of the people watching?
Well, I just changed my profile pic.
I got to see this.
It's just to support the people of New York and the listeners that I love so much. So I have a new profile pic. You can go check it out at Rosenberg Radio. I think you're going to like it. That's all. And you know what? I take it back. I was wrong. Earlier, I guaranteed no one would be upset about this. It seems some people are.
I love it.
Well, what is it? Could you tell us?
I made my profile pick the bat boy, okay? That's me now. I represent him. Him and I are one. He's my spirit animal. Stuart from Cleveland.
He just seems like a stew, right?
Doesn't he?
Our economy's based on LeBron James.
Oh, boy.
You should go talk to the kid today if you get a chance.
Yeah, because I really have a lot of. I've got quite the chance. The way the game started at 6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to all the concession people too.
Well, how dare you put him on the same level as the concession? He wears the Yankee uniform. No one's selling nachos. Don, are the guys selling nachos wearing Yankee uniform?
No.
See, this guy's basically a Yankee, Michael.
Don, speaking of jobs, what about ZipRecruiter? What can they do?
Well, the best teams start.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 mass market brand and dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Burke, the top rehabilitation experts serving the tri-state area. Every expertise for every life.
For every stride, every swing, every step, and every life, an expert care team has your back. Every expertise for every life. Burke Rehabilitation, the top physical rehabilitation experts serving the tri-state area.
So it's decided. We'll park even deeper into parking spaces so people think they're open.
Surprise! Can't hear you, Jerry.
Sorry. Yeah, can we get a system where when someone's bike is in the shop, then we could borrow someone else's?
No.
Or you can get a quote with America's #1 motorcycle insurer and maybe save some money while you're at it.
All in favor of that?
There's a lot of buttons and knobs in here.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
How do you measure greatness? Is it pulling off feats that haven't been seen in generations? Or is it doing the little things
The memory of a lifetime.
that make all the difference?
Absolutely amazing.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number. They want to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
Here for the Dunkin' Run campaign commercial. It's a great deal. A large coffee and a donut for $1. I mean,
I do know you, Departed.
The Departed.
Were you in the Departed?
I met David.
Yeah, I love him.
He's great.
Yeah.
Time for a Dunkin' Run. Get a $1 donut with any medium or larger coffee.
This BMW XM is a beast. So much power. V8 and electric. The way it takes all corners. I'm literally speechless. So luxurious, but so much power.
Seems like you're talking okay.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
He's like the opposite of speechless.
No words. The way it accelerates, so quick.
You're kind of saying a lot of words.
There's just nothing to say.
He's speechful.
I'm at a loss for words.
Electrified plug-in hybrid meets extreme performance meets limitless luxury. Only in the BMW XM.
Ooh, I love. Totally. But keep swiping. This is so much fun.
This makes it so easy.
Yes, that was a good one.
Let's go.
Play your favorite slots today and you can win the next big jackpot. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds plus 200 free spins. Only at GoldenNuggetCasino.com.
We got paid to be losers with healthy weight.
I've been overweight for most of my life.
We both lacked motivation.
That's one of the things that I love about it is that it is too good to be true, but it's real.
Get paid to get healthy at healthywager.com.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay, and how fast you can get started.
Some say luck is the residue of design. That if you work your tail off, your moment will arrive. And no matter where you've been or where you're going, we're all lucky to bleed blue.
This is what it's all about right here.
Now let's go earn our stripes.
Wayne, New Jersey, who has chosen New York's National League team to throw a no-hitter today. Enter now at ESPNNewYork.com or on the ESPN New York app. Pick a team to throw a no-hitter, and you can win $25,000. Presented by MoheganSunCasino.com. For full contest rules, go to ESPNNewYork.com.
How crazy is this? I needed to look it up to confirm, but TJ on Twitter said that it was on this date, April 11th, 2001, that Joe Dirt was released.
Wow.
What, on this day?
22 years ago today.
Oh, I can't believe it's been 22 years. Andrew Gunling texted me. He said he sent me the picture of my new profile pic and said, I literally laughed out loud at this. And then he said, I wish Halloween was tomorrow. Every baseball fan in the city would be going as this guy.
Yeah.
Tell Andrew to pipe down. How about that?
I really hope that like the Yankees go on like a run.
Yeah,
starting right now.
They lost 3-2 yesterday, Peter.
No, I'm aware.
Left a little family on base.
I heard about that. It'd have to get cranking right now, of course, to make this guy the mascot of the team.
I mean, the killer, runner at third base, nobody out, Michael, in the eighth.
That's and your best players coming up.
With the best guys coming up.
And then bases loaded, nobody out. They scored 2 runs, and that's it. In the first, they could have knocked Bieber out.
And then he found his groove.
Bieber found his groove. Eeny Meeny found his groove. Let's go to Butch in New Paltz.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, Butch. What's up?
I just wanted to chime in. I'm an old school baseball fan, old school Yankee fan. I had long hair, gorgeous long hair in the 70s, but I really respect the Yankee way. I love the fact that we are head and shoulders above the other franchises, 27 rings. Excuse me. Nobody else comes close to the Yankee franchise. We're head and shoulders above everybody else. I love the rule. I didn't agree with Steinbrenner all the time, but I agree in this. And it pains me to agree with you, Michael, but you're right on this. The Bat Boys should have been either removed, replaced, and I do think that they were trolling the Yankees.
Why do you? I want to know, Butch, why it pains you to agree with Michael.
Because so many times Michael just bugs the heck out of me.
I'm
Not
sorry.
as much as you do, Mr. Rosenberg. You, of course, I don't know how you even got on the show, but that's another thing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry
And
I bug
Don,
you, Butch.
You missed me once. Tell Don that I was the road manager for the band, and he wanted to talk to me once a long time ago.
Don, it's the road manager for the band. You once wanted to speak to me.
The band? The band?
The band. I imagine.
Yes, sir. Levon Helm.
Oh, no longer with us.
No, but I have a Razorback hog on my car to carry his memory through every day.
Well, I love the band. I love the Last Waltz. Are you in the Last Waltz?
God, no. I'm post Robertson.
Okay.
Now, Butch, I'm going to make you a promise. I'm going to make you a promise, Butch.
Okay.
I'm going to try from this day forward, April 11, 2023, to annoy you less.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much. I was a friend of your floor manager at the old center stage, Thomas.
Oh.
We had many shows together.
Wonderful man.
Many shows I was at.
Wonderful man.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes, sir.
Thomas will tell
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thomas will tell you that I'm a delight, but
yeah, well,
Why do you have this guy Rosenberg on the show?
We don't even bother finding out what he hates about me.
I'm just trying to figure out how 27 championships, head and shoulders above everybody else, has anything to do with facial hair.
Apparently, he thinks it was actually like a branding thing with Head and Shoulders.
leave Butch alone. He sounds like a great man. He doesn't like Peter, and he hates. It's funny, Peter. You went where I was afraid to go. Because when he said it pains me to agree with you, I was going to say, why is that? I said I don't want to hear it.
You skipped it,
but
you
then
remember
you
the
did
caller.
it. You did it.
But Don, you remember the caller earlier who said I'm just simply the best talent in broadcasting?
Yes.
I just showed it there. That's what you do. I call it Murrowing. I go Edward R. Murrow and I dig right in.
Most people would call it burrowing. You call it murrowing. I like that.
That's right. And that's why
listen,
they call me Joe
I have
Murrow.
always said to everybody that why is he on the show? I go, Peter happens to be an extraordinary broadcaster. But I never say you're the best in the business. Because I haven't heard everybody. There could be a kid in Oshkosh, Wisconsin that's way better than us.
True.
Right. And if 5 years from now he's still in Oshkosh, then he's not.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's where he wants to be, Don. Maybe he loves Oshkosh. Maybe that's where his family is.
That is possible. There are playground legends out there who maybe could have won a title.
Right.
But they said, you know what, I'm good at the Rucker. I'd rather play here.
But it doesn't stop us from saying Jordan's the best.
Correct.
Nobody goes, well, I'll say Jordan's the best, but there could have been a kid.
I used to work with a guy. I'm not kidding. I used to work with a guy at my daycare program, this guy, Willie.
Well, you had a daycare program?
Well, I didn't own it. I worked there.
You were in charge of children?
That's right. All Saints all day.
Wow.
After school care.
All Saints?
Yeah.
So it was a Catholic thing.
Correct.
Interesting. And they chose you to work there.
That's right. We didn't do Bible study. It was just playing dodgeball. I could handle it. So this guy, Willie, who I used to, who was also a group leader or whatever, Don, he's one of those guys who would legitimately tell me he could beat Jordan. And if things hadn't happened the way they did, a certain thing broke this way and a certain thing broke that way, and politics, legitimately better than Jordan. Now, the thing that makes conversations with people like that annoying, besides the fact that they're delusional, is that he was actually very good, right? Like, so when we'd be shooting around, you'd be like, wow, this guy really can play. He's just absolute light years. You can't. It was so insane. And then he would literally take it out on the kids. Like he would re-rate. blocking the hell out of his kids.
It was like what Peyton Manning did in that SNL skit.
Yes, but every day.
Like Kramer at karate school.
Yes.
Yes, he was Kramer at karate school. Good old Willie. Nice guy. Delusional.
Is he in the NBA now, Willie? Or
he did not make the league? It turns out.
Politics.
Yeah, again, you know, you guys know what it's like with these AAU coaches and the politics and the dads.
You got to know
you
this
gotta
guy.
know the guy. You know this guy. You know, unless you know the right guy.
Right. Jordan knew the right people.
That's
Kareem.
Oh. No, listen. Jordan and Kareem, they were no better than anyone else. They knew the right guy.
Knew the right people.
Let's go to Aldo in Poughkeepsie. Aldo
Nova. That's a good band back in the 80s.
Well, no, it's not. It's, by the way, Michael, if it means anything, I'm with you 100% in regard to that kid with the long hair.
Got quite the crew surrounding you, Mike.
Thank you, Aldo. Thank you.
You know what, Michael? I hope you can get the whole. I want you to get the whole crew that's backing you up here, and I want you guys to hit the town on Saturday night. I want to see what this crew looks like.
Or remake Cocoon.
Now, listen, it's respect, and Steinbrenner would not have put up with that.
Oh, so what?
You have to respect. And listen, if you don't like it, that's fine.
Well, but am I
have
a bad
different
guy?
opinion.
I got a beard. Does that make me a bad guy? Does that make me dirty? Does it make me filthy? Does it make me unworthy of playing for the Yankees?
I think that's a discussion for another time.
I love you, Aldo.
Let's have it now.
Okay. Listen, I love you, Michael. Believe me. It's we're all different. We all have our own opinion. And having said that, the reason why I called is, let me preface my comment saying that I came here from Italy when I was 18. That was 1961. Okay.
Okay.
I'm an American. I fought in Vietnam, and what bothers me sometimes when you guys call Volpe, it is not Volpe, it's Volpe.
No,
Volpe, by the way, is Italian.
Aldo.
Yeah.
His father says that his name is pronounced Volpe. It's not. I know the Italian way is Volpe. His name is pronounced Volpe. That's the way he wants it pronounced.
Yeah.
Wait, but Aldo, you're not saying it's Volpe. How are you saying you would pronounce it? Say it one more time.
Volpe, that's correct.
Volpe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Volpe in Italian means a fox. Okay, just and also it's not just the Italian name. Often enough, I hear John Sterling, God bless him, I like him a lot. He pronounces Spanish name really awful. I mean, awful. I know.
You're not wrong, Aldo.
It might be silly. It might be silly, but it bothers me.
Aldo, I cannot speak to what other people do, Aldo. But I will tell you, anybody that comes on the Yankees that has a name that seems somewhat unusual, I will go down and check with them. And Anthony's dad says the name is pronounced Volpe. So I'm not going to pronounce it Volpe because that's the right way, quote unquote, to do it in Italian. His name is Volpe. It's not. So Peter is not Rosenberg. He's Rosenberg.
The thing is, those things are not mutually exclusive. Like, it's possible that Anthony Volpe's father is wrong. But given that's what they say, because then Michael is right for saying it the way his father says to say it.
I go through a lot of with the European players in hockey. Sometimes when they come here, they want to Americanize their name to make it just easier to pronounce, and sometimes they do that. Some don't. Some want it to be pronounced old school, but I think it's up to the individual. And if the Volpe family wants it pronounced that way, then I think you have to honor that.
That's the only thing to honor.
I'm not going to correct somebody on the pronunciation of their name. Say it the way you want to say it.
Let's go to Marty in upstate. What's up, Marty?
Hi, Michael. I'm calling back. I spoke to you guys, and by the way, love both you, Michael, Don, Peter.
Thank you.
All your talents. All right? Just want to put that out there for you, because I know everybody says that. But a few years back, I called you when the Jets, when they signed Adam Gase as their coach, and I called in, and both you, Michael, and Don, you blew me off the radio when I tried to warn you about that guy. You know, he was our coach in Miami. He did a decent job, but then he went terrible. And now I turned on the television today, and I saw your green hair. And, Michael, I swear, I thought you had a bet or something that you dyed your hair when they signed Aaron Rodgers, because you guys have been jet drunk talking about how the Jets are going to overtake the NFL with this signing, and this team hasn't done anything.
Now, Marty, I'll let you finish your point. If we said that to you about Gase, we apologize, you were wrong. But if you listen to the show as you say you do, I am not of the opinion that the Jets will win the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I have never said that. I think they're still a ways away, even
Don
with
believes
Aaron
they
Rodgers.
can compete. Don believes they can compete.
Yeah, Don said they can compete. You don't think they can compete, Marty?
I think that they can compete, but the humps that they're going to have to get through to try to even get to the level of a playoff game. I mean,
what?
You
won 7 games without a quarterback.
But look at what they were playing at that time, and Don, this is the problem with Jets fans, okay? Because when you think something good is going to really take you over that hump, there's just so many obstacles. I look at it as so many different obstacles. Even with Rodgers, they're still going to be maybe 5 or 6. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Oh, come on. Well, who's your team?
And I'm telling you right now.
What team do you root for? The Dolphins?
I told you from the beginning. I've been a Miami Dolphins fan since
do you realize over the last 30 years, your team has been a bigger embarrassment than the Jets?
Don, we're not talking about the Dolphins. We are talking about
But you're coming from a place with the Jets. If you think the Jets won't make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers, then you're being biased.
No, I'm not being biased because I'm telling you right now, the talent pool out there is deeper than what the Jets have right now. That's just my opinion right now, Don. And we'll talk about it at the end of next season. If you want to put up, I'll put up $1,000 to any charity of your choice, charity of my choice. If I win, I'll put up $1,000 to your charity. If they make the playoffs, if they don't make the playoffs, then you put up $1,000 to my charity.
Well, obviously, there's injuries, things that can happen, so I'm not going to be throwing thousands of dollars around on the air. I'm not even sure we can legally do that. But you don't think that they went 7-10 with no quarterback? Do you know the talent the Jets have? They had a top 5 defense. Did you know that? Did you know they had the offense and defensive rookies of the year last year? Do you know that?
Don, I understand that. Okay?
Do you?
Yes, I do, sir.
So why do you think they're not going to make the playoffs?
I'm going to name you 5 teams that they can't get by.
Okay.
They're not going to get by Buffalo.
Well, they beat Buffalo, almost beat them twice this year with no quarterback. So why do you say that? Why do you say that? What big game has Josh Allen ever won? What big game has he ever won? And lost to the Jets with basically Peter at quarterback.
I resent that.
So go on, Don.
Don't resent that, Peter. Okay.
All right, Marty. Who else?
At least he's putting you in the league.
Thank you. It's true.
They're not going to get past Kansas City. They're not going to get past Cincinnati. They're not going to get past the Chargers.
Oh, come on. The Chargers can't win a big game either. The Chargers haven't gone to the play. Goodbye, Marty.
You're saying get by, Marty. I mean, they don't have to get by those teams. They got to get by. They just got to get into the playoffs. You're saying they're not getting into the playoffs.
His Dolphins couldn't win a big game.
Now, don't get Gordon mad. Gordon Damer's also a big
Gordon will be the first to tell you that. You know why? Because he's got eyes and a brain between his ears.
I want to tell
he understands that.
I want to tell you about business owners, Don.
The Michael Kay Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Bigelow Tea, who encourages you to grab a mug and tea proudly.
It's amazing to think that my grandmother started Bigelow Tea right here in New York. And today, we're still a family company. And you have to remember, tea, that's all we do. So every cup counts. That means never compromising. My family won't let that happen. And our extended family, they give their all every single day. And our community, well, they expect that.
I want a cup of Bigelow Tea to be a moment just for you.
That's what I hope for.
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Oh, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. And try a bigger bite with Big Cat.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
When your child starts getting into everything, you may need a little help. So Duracell created the only lithium coin batteries with a bitter coating to help discourage swallowing.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkbylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
When you design a shirt to be worn untucked,
really tall, bigger guy,
you do it for everybody.
Broad shoulders, my waist is so skinny.
All shapes and sizes of people, all shapes and sizes of untucked.
I don't think I really have anything.
We fit all men at the perfect length. More than 50 size options. For everyone yet to experience the all shapes and sizes fit of Untuck It, we say, untuck yourself.
Stop waiting in line at drive-thrus just to place an order. Use the Domino's app on Apple CarPlay instead.
Okay, what should we get?
Ooh, pineapple! Mushroom! Carry out any large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you use the Domino's app on Apple CarPlay. Enjoy.
Icy Hot Pro starts working instantly with 2 max strength pain relievers, so you can rise from pain like a pro. Icy Hot Pro.
Hey, big man.
Oh, hey.
Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
It's true.
What is it? Is it like home dogs? No. It's bird mascots.
No, I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools like time and spending limits to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Cool. You know what, man? I'm just going to keep this between you and me.
It's not a secret, Bob.
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours. It's more fun that way.
Visit linkedbylovetv.org to learn more about kidney disease, transplantation, and prevention. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Chris Sheeran back here for the Michael K. Show. These highlights are brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Yanks lost to Cleveland yesterday, but Gleyber Torres stayed hot to start the season. To lead off the game, he doubles here. He would later score on a Giancarlo Stanton double. Yankees had an early 2-0 lead. Torres walked in the third and then hit a leadoff triple here in the 8th with the Yankees trailing by just a run. Although this time he would be stranded at third as the game's tying run. Torres had just 1 triple in 526 at-bats last season. He has 1 in his first 31 at-bats this season. Full disclosure, context matters. That 1 triple last season came in his first 48 at-bats. Torres is also out to the team lead in OPS, leading Aaron Judge just by a smidge to begin the 2023 campaign. Now, can the Yankees bounce back and get a winning Game 2 of their 3-game set in Cleveland? You'll have to tune in and find out tonight. Our coverage begins with the pregame show at 5:30, followed by first pitch a little after 6. It's the Yankees and Cleveland tonight. Coverage starting at 5:30 right here on Yes, and streaming, of course, on the Yes app.
For the Pinstripe Report, brought to you at Samwell Institute for Pain Management. My colleague at Yes, Meredith Norakovich, reporting that Aaron Boone says Carlos Rodon will throw a bullpen tomorrow. So, although the back set him back a couple of days, he will throw a bullpen tomorrow, and that could start the clock. Pitchers usually need a couple of weeks to get ready, usually 6 weeks in spring training. I don't know if it's going to be that long, but if everything goes well, the clock has started on Rodon returning, or at least premiering with the team. That's the Pinstripe Report, brought to you by Corona. Enjoy the finer life of sports. Corona, the official cerveza of Major League Baseball. Let's go to Devin in Westchester. Devin.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
How you doing? It's Kevin, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kev.
I'm just building off of the no problem. I'm just building off of the older Italian gentleman you mentioned that you ask certain players how they like their name pronounced.
Right.
Does Jose Trevino like his name pronounced Trevino?
Yes, but for some reason his family has not put the tilde over the N, which is usually Trevino, but he doesn't have the tilde, but his name is pronounced Trevino.
Got it. Okay.
You got
That's it. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. Awesome.
Sometimes people just need information.
And that's what we give people. We're information givers. Let's go to Dennis in North Carolina. Dennis?
What's going on, guys? I'm not going to do the big roll call.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. So I'm a big Giants fan. I live down in North Carolina, and I can't get DirecTV at my apartment complex. So I always have to go out to bars and restaurants to watch them. But hold on. Sorry, I got a spam call there.
No, we're good. Thank you.
Wait, hold on. What?
We gotta really sit down and have a conversation.
What's going on here?
What kind of conversation you talk about?
Just the direction of phone calls in general.
Yeah, today there's been a lot of I'm good. Wouldn't you agree, Michael?
Oh, I mean, that's part of talk radio. What are you gonna? Don't be so elitist.
Well, no. Like, okay, granted, we've been talking about a topic that we knew would elicit a certain kind of phone call. Okay, a boy with long hair in the dugout, and people being mad about that. You know the kind of calls that's going to get. But even for those kinds of calls, Don, I haven't been impressed with what's been brought.
Well, this guy didn't even want to talk about that. He's talking about the directory. But why would you even address a spam call? Just ignore it.
I think maybe he was playing us, treating us like fools.
No.
That's what it feels like.
No.
Call back.
No. Let's go to Ellie in Los Angeles. Ellie?
Hello.
Hey, it's Eli. How you doing?
I'm sorry, Eli. Things are going well. What's going on?
Oh, no worries. No, not much. Just a couple of quick questions here. Over the weekend, there was there was a leadoff runner on. Aaron Boone didn't bunt them over. Kind of cost them the game there. Also, yesterday, another situation like that in the bottom of the order. You get the leadoff man on. No bunting. No moving the runner over. I understand the situation, obviously, with Glaber's triple. You have your best three hitters. You're not going to do anything there. But I just want to get your opinion on that. Also, I mean, Aaron Boone kind of cost him that game yesterday. You're on the road. You kind of want to get something going. My main question is, like, even in that situation, I know you got your best three hitters coming up. But, over the past couple of years, it's been the Yankees' situational hitting that's been failing them. Maybe even trying to put on a suicide squeeze.
Wait. With Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Stanton coming up?
Hey, I was just giving an opinion.
No, that's a bad opinion. Bye, Eli. Wow. Oh. You're going to blame that on Aaron Boone? They had bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. Stanton gets a double. Then they have second and third with one out, and they don't get anything done. I'm sorry. That's not Aaron Boone's fault. They have Gleyber Torres opens up the eighth inning with a triple. Judge with a check swing bloops out the second. He said, I got to do a better job. Rizzo strikes out. Stanton strikes out. You want the 2, 3, and 4 guys in the Yankee order to lay down a suicide squeeze, starting with Aaron Judge, who had 62 home runs last year. I'm sorry. That doesn't warrant a fair response.
Well, now he does because it didn't work what they tried.
But it's ridiculous to bring that up.
But you really think at the time, you've got a guy who had 62 home runs last year. He could check swing a fly ball deep enough to get a sacrifice fly, and you want him to bunt?
It's always Aaron Boone. Right. It's not the players that didn't drive the run in. Aaron Boone because he didn't bunt. I mean, really? In Game 10? That's what you're saying? That Aaron Judge should have laid down a suicide squeeze? It would have been cause for dismissal if it was called. Hey, Judge, I know you hit 62 home runs. Let's lay down a suicide squeeze here. Let's really shake it up.
Well, but here's the thing. You're on the road, correct?
Yeah.
Right? They're in Cleveland. So let's say you had the greatest bunter in the world. Why are you playing for a tie on the road?
Oh, boy. Peter, you were right. 40 days, up to 40 pounds. Say it with me. 40 days, up to 40 pounds.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is brought to you in part by New York Presbyterian with world-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine. Stay amazing.
I have it all. Great job, loving wife. But I almost didn't. When I was 28, weeks before my wedding, I couldn't speak or swallow. Lucky for me, I was rushed to New York Presbyterian. Tests found a torn artery. I'd had a stroke. They immediately gave me TPA, a medication to dissolve the blood clot. Dr. Yason and the team's fast response was the difference between losing everything and having it all.
After months of hibernation, it's time to reemerge. Let spring inspire you to start fresh, too, behind the wheel of a new Ford SUV, featuring power that invigorates, capability to venture way off the grid, and tech that helps you forge a new path. It's a big world. Get out there and experience it. Right now, get a Ford Explorer with 0.9% financing for 60 months plus $3,500 bonus cash. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Ma, are you sure you don't want to go bowling with us tonight?
Yeah, no.
There's my little marzipan. Oh, my daughter gives the best hugs.
We're just passing through on our way to the Jazz Jamboree. And we wanted to thank America's #1 motorcycle insurer for saving us money.
Mara, your parents are
exactly like me. I know, right?
Well, cherish your friends and loved ones.
Let's roll, Daddy-O.
Let's boogie woogie.
Whoa! DraftKings. Look at all these blackjack games. You got Spanish 21, Vacation Blackjack, Touchdown Blackjack. What is this? Some big old Vegas buffet where you're putting the waffles next to the crab legs, deciding what dessert you want for breakfast? Well, guess what? Smack me in the mouth with all of it. I want it all.
New players can download the DraftKings Casino app and get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credit. Action's so good, why play anywhere else?
Somebody bring me the cream puffs.
If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos lung cancer, choose the right law firm by asking, what are your highest verdicts? What experience do you have? How many lawyers are on staff? How many clients have you represented? Speak to Whites and Luxembourg at 800-LAW-6789 to get unmatched answers. It's the biggest financial decision of your life. Call 800-LAW-6789 or visit mesowin.com.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
Our story is going to be a team that's defined by playing extremely hard, competitive every night.
I have 5 guys at all times that's going to be out there defending and playing for one another.
We're going to try to wear the other team down from the beginning to the end.
I mean, that's how we got to play. It's going to take all of us to compete, play with one another, have fun with it.
A whole team of guys that understand what it is to fight and then also have that winning mentality.
When times get tough, we stay together.
The only way to get through things is to do it together and to go through it together.
Wherever we're playing, whoever we're playing, we show up and we play.
But we don't make excuses for anything. I don't care who's out there. We're not going to ever make excuses. We're just going to come to play every single game.
Beautiful Tuesday. A lot of stuff going on.
A whole lot of
stuff. Yankees lost last night 3-2. Mets won. Yankees left a village on the bases. Didn't get the big hits. Obviously, Eli from Los Angeles blames Aaron Boone for it, but it is what it is. It's always easy to blame the manager. Eli also, if you just missed it, advocated for suicide squeeze with Aaron Judge at the plate.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's something that makes a lot of sense. So I will, after the game, I will go down and tell Aaron Boone, maybe put that into the playbook. Good idea. Yesterday, if you want concerns about the Yankees right now, they're 6-4. There's really nothing to be concerned about except for the two missing pitchers they have. So when Cole, Cortez, and Brito pitch, they're 6-0 with a very low ERA. And then when Herman and Schmidt pitch, they're winless and a very high ERA. So those are the guys, and Brito's a guy who's also replaced an injured pitcher as well. Those are the guys that are fill-ins, and they're not doing a job right now. Yesterday, it was a sloppy performance by Domingo Germán. He dropped a pop bunt, which led to an unearned run. So it's one of those games that will haunt the Yankees because they had opportunities to win. They walked so many batters. The Guardians didn't exactly do what they're supposed to do, but they got good pitching. Karinchak closed it out with a great eighth, and then Clase with a really good ninth. And Shane Bieber was struggling. Bases loaded, nobody out. Yankees get 2 runs. Also, did you guys see Yankees caught a break that a ball... Zunino drove a ball that would have been off the left field wall. Runner was on first base, and it got stuck between the scoreboard and the padding. So it ended up being a ground rule double, and then the Guardians didn't score that inning, but the Yankees ended up losing 3-2. As for the Mets, you wanted to see something positive out of Max Scherzer. You got it. This was a team, the Padres, that beat him up in the postseason. He had pitched poorly in the first 2 starts, but 5 innings, close to 100 pitches, shutout innings. He did the job, shut down a very potent lineup. And the Mets got to Yu Darvish, a guy that historically has owned them. So that's a good win for the Mets. They play against the Padres again tonight. Yankees against the Guardians again. Yankees have won each of their first 3 series. They'll have to win today and tomorrow afternoon to knock off Cleveland 2 out of 3. But that's where we stand right now with baseball. Knicks are getting ready for their series. It starts over the weekend against the Cavaliers, and the Nets against the Sixers. So we're set for that. And right now, the Rangers and the Devils just jockeying for position in the playoffs. And Don, the Islanders are trying to give it away, and it looks like they might.
Yeah, and you don't control your own destiny. That's the thing that really has to bother you. They had a very winnable game in Washington against the Capital team. No Ovechkin, no Oshie, no Van Riemsdyk, nothing to play for. And they're down 3-0 after 1, and eventually lose the game 5-2.
And then say they came out and they didn't play as hard as the other team. Disgraceful.
Didn't match the intensity of the Capitals. And the NHL, it doesn't seem, Michael, that teams tank. I mean, I think they go out there and they play hard. Toronto's got nothing to play for. They're locked into the 2 seed. They know they're playing Tampa in the first round. They know they have home ice, and they put up a great effort and won in overtime against the Florida Panthers because they understand that you go out there and you play hard and you play to win. And the Panthers did get a point, so they've got the first wild card with 1 game left. Islanders have the second wild card with 91 points, a point back of Florida, 1 game left. But here's the rub. Pittsburgh's got 90 points, 2 games left. Tonight at home against the Blackhawks, and then I believe Thursday against Columbus, a team that's the worst team in the NHL, and they're decimated with injuries. Pittsburgh's going to win the next 2. And now the Islanders have to hope that Florida loses to Carolina. Now, Carolina needs the game because they want to clinch first place in the Metro because the Devils are only a point back, both teams with 80 games played. So that's the best avenue for the Islanders is to hope the Panthers lose, they beat Montreal, and they get into the playoffs.
So if the Panthers lose and they allow the Devils, well, if Carolina wins and they hold off the Devils for first place, that means the Rangers will play the Devils. So this game doesn't only involve the Islanders; it involves the Devils and the Rangers as well. It'd be a shame for New York if one of those 2 teams gets eliminated in the first round. That would happen, obviously, if they play each other. But if the Devils pass Carolina, then obviously the Rangers will play Carolina. And who would the Devils play then?
And then the Devils would play whoever the first wild card would be. So that it could be Pittsburgh, it could be the Islanders, it could be the Panthers, it could be any of those 3. Could all finish with the first wild card because the second wild card would play Boston, who's got the best record in the league, and obviously the best record in the Eastern Conference. So if you're a Ranger fan, I think you root for Carolina just because the Hurricanes have lost 3 in a row. And, Michael, if they let the Devils pass them, that means they lose even a couple of more games.
Right.
And now you're having a reeling team that's lost one of their best offensive players in Svechnikov. The Rangers have played well against them in the regular season. So talking to people around not the Rangers themselves, but people that cover the team and just in the know feel like the best matchup's Carolina. I think both are tough, but the way Carolina's playing right now, I think you kind of hope that you end up taking on Carolina and have the Devils win the division.
All right, now, yesterday, Peter and I had the guts, the onions, to make a pick in the Knicks and Cavaliers series. I say the Knicks in 6. Peter says the Cavaliers in 7. Don refuses to until does the. Have you done any work yet, Don?
I have not.
He needs time to do
here's
the work.
the thing. All right, I had Rangers Sabres last night.
Right.
I did the pre and post for that.
Right.
But I don't have another game until Thursday, so I've got a couple of nights off here. I'll start doing the work. They got good news on Randall today. I don't know whether that means he'll be ready for Saturday, but it sounds like he will have an impact on this series. But I will put in the work, and Friday we'll probably have a big Knicks show, right? The eve of the playoffs beginning. And I will make my prediction then.
So Peter and I, are you insinuating we don't do the work? Because I've done the work. I've watched every game these teams have played.
Well, no, I'm saying that you feel comfortable making your pick. Peter says he wasn't going to do any work. He's just going with his gut. So I'm not insinuating anything. I'm reading the room. I'll listen to what Peter said. He's not doing the work. And I know you do the work constantly. You read everything.
A vociferous reader, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, you devour the newspapers every day like it's 1947. So you know everything that's going on. You watch every Knick game with your son that you can. I am not as on top of the NBA because of my obligations with the NHL and my been watching the Mets and everything, but I am going to put in the work, and I will make an effort on Friday.
I love it. I can't wait for your pick. I really can't.
Did you happen to see, I'm sure at this point you guys have seen it, the gentleman at the Celtics game who proposed to the woman just behind the bench?
No.
Neither of you have seen it?
No. I only saw the yo-yo that proposed from center field.
Who got knocked out.
Game.
And
give me a break, please, with these security guys.
Well, you weren't here when we talked about that?
No.
Oh, Michael and I broke that down to a fine powder.
No, yeah. We took out the telestrator. Yeah.
We broke it down how wrong that was. It was.
No, that's right, because I had a 6:30 Ranger pre. I think that's why I left.
Yeah, that was wrong. But now this, I just retweeted it, guys. If you want to take a look at it, I'm trying to understand because people are really passing this around as if it's real, and it's so awkward. It feels like it might be real. I'm trying to understand how someone could get a proposal so wrong.
I've always wondered. Maybe you could help me out. Why do people feel the need to make a public proposal? Do you think that adds specialness to it? Yeah. I mean, I cringe at it. I don't get it. I mean, I pray all the time for someone to say no when they ask, would you marry me? Whether it's a woman or the man, say no.
Well, it's more often than the man who's asking.
Okay, but I mean, it could be a same-sex couple, whatever. I'm trying to be politically correct.
I appreciate how modern you've become, but now what I'm saying is I understand why people want to do it in public. It can be very, it can add something to it.
Like what?
Listen, I ended up doing it alone, all right? We were just on Natalie's balcony, and it was a really nice moment. Could I have seen it sort of hitting different if it had had a little bit more pomp and circumstance?
Well, I'm not saying pomp and circumstance is bad. You wanted some kind of a drone. I get that. But to do it in public in front of 19,000 people or in a stadium in front of 50,000, why? For what?
No, I don't know why. It seems like it's always the thing that dudes want, right? I mean, without creating a generalization, but I am. You're at a sporting event. Odds are already in favor of the fact that you're there because the dude wanted to go there, okay? Not always, but very often. And, yeah, to your point, why is that the situation? I don't understand it, but tell me, how can you read the room so wrong? Don, did you see it yet?
I'm looking at it now, yeah.
The woman's reaction is such dismissal. It's not a consideration. She can't even believe he did it. She's sitting there like, wait. Like when she notices the ring, you immediately see her head just like she's baffled.
So she thinks the guy's a Mama Luke.
I guess. I don't know exactly what a Mama Luke means, but...
Don, you know what a Mama Luke is, right?
Oh, yeah. Didn't you see Raging Bull?
I have. It's been a long time. But it's like a loony?
No, kind of
a goofball?
A rube.
Yeah.
A rube, a doofus.
Yeah, doofus is, yeah.
I don't know how you... I would love to hear from someone who read it completely wrong. And don't worry, we won't laugh at you.
We might.
We might. Depends how long it's been. If it was like within the last few months, we won't laugh. If it's 10 years ago, we definitely will laugh.
I think this is fake.
You think it has to be fake? Because, like, how could anyone be so disgusted at the proposal? She doesn't even consider it. She sits down, embarrassed, and puts her glasses
And just look
on.
like the look on his face. He looks like he's agony. He says, please. No, I think this is fake.
I'm seeing it now.
Because he's like trying to rile the crowd up to pay attention.
No, I think this is a play.
Yeah, it's a play. It's a work.
You think so?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel better about that. But you have seen it when it happens, right? When the person just completely gauges it wrong.
Well, I love it. I love that. I hope it's real. And she said no. It teaches people a lesson. This is not a moment to be, part of a thing or to be viral. It's a private moment between two people. Good, he deserves it. Good for him. Let's go to the phones.
Go ahead.
Let's go to Jim in Mastic Beach. What's up, Jim?
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Great. You?
Very good, thank you. Just wanted to say first-time caller, long-time listener, fan of all things New York, Islanders, deplorable last night. Jets excited about Rodgers eventually coming to New York. Knicks excited about the playoffs starting Saturday. And, of course, our Yankees 10 games into the season. I just wanted to clear up something for you from yesterday's show, I believe, about a word in German, Schadenfreude.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I was right.
That's how. Yeah, that's exactly how you pronounce it, because I used to live in Germany, and German is second language for me.
See, I thought I knew that. That's all right. Win for me.
A loss for the audience. Let's go to John in Glen Cove. John? John?
All right.
Wow.
Tell you what.
Let's go to Alan on the Upper West Side. What's up, Alan?
I have a suggestion for you to stop roll call.
Please tell us.
Your show has become so iconic in my estimation, and we're all big Howard Stern fans. So people call in there and they yell out, Baba Booey.
Right.
I came up with, what happens if you take the first two letters of all your guys' names? That's a roll call, and it spells out my dope.
My
and that
what?
could be the inside thing. My dope. M-I and then D-O for Don and P-E for Peter. Spells out my dope. That's the roll call.
My dope. My dope.
Yeah, dope is definitely the word I'm thinking.
What we're looking for, Alan, I think you are on the right side about right path in one way. I do think what we're looking for on this show that could sum it all up, and it does exist, by the way. When people say 1947, that works. But, Michael, we're kind of looking for our hey now.
But
hey now says it all. All you got to do is say hey now.
But you know how I feel about Stern. I revere
you love him.
Okay?
You idolize him in a weird way because you guys are basically the same age.
And the same well, we're not the same age. He's 68 and I'm 62. But it's uncomfortable when he takes phone calls and he will not answer when somebody says, how you doing? It's uncomfortable. I know he doesn't want people to ask, and he just wants to get to the phone call. But I feel uncomfortable when I listen. I feel uncomfortable for the caller.
And I agree. I don't like that either. But it is easy when people call up and they just go, "Hey now," and he goes, "Hey now," and then they continue on.
So what do you want it to be? 1947?
I mean, I'm just saying that's one that already exists, where people call up and they, hey guys, listeners since 1947, and get right into it. That's a good way. Can I ask you a question though about Howard? I think you'll know the answer.
Okay.
How do people call Howard? When I used to be a listener, wanted desperately to call in and be like, get my opportunity to talk to the
Did you
king.
ever?
I never knew how to call.
Yeah, I can't. In the terms
He's never given out a phone number.
I guess people that watch or listen, they know the number.
But I do watch and listen.
But you don't do it every single day, do you?
I don't think he ever gets. Someone tell us how you call. I mean, it's too late. I'm not going to call now.
I think you should call now.
Michael probably would. He'd be like, hello, it's Michael from the Bronx.
Why would Michael call when Michael was sitting 5 feet from him and didn't have the nerve to say hello?
God, you're such a gutless puke. And I could have introduced you. I was in the perfect spot.
Yeah, you were the host that day.
I was making him laugh. You saw it.
I did. You were funny. That day, you were one of the greatest broadcasters on earth.
Wow, just that one moment.
Just that one moment. But how many people had that one moment? You had it.
That's right, that one moment in time.
Yeah.
But I do want to find out how. I'm curious. I like this guy's thought, though. Let's figure out the thing that people can feel like they connect with us without having to say, hey, Don, I like the cut of your jib. Peter, how's the back of your belly? Michael, I like your scent. And then get into the comment.
Anthony Greek says it's 1-833 Stern Show.
And that's given out? How have I never heard that?
Got to ask Greek. Greek's a big Stern fan, too.
Thanks, Greek.
Let's go to Dale in Kansas. Dale?
Hi, how you doing, Mike?
Good. What's up?
Big listener.
Thank you.
Hey, Don and Peter, obviously you guys too. I've been a Yankee fan since '62. I have a question, Don, about the time clock on the pitcher. It's bound to come up, but I don't know when. I bet you see it this year. When a pitcher has let's say nobody's on, he has 15 seconds to throw the pitch. Now it's into the 16th second, and the umpire yells, no pitch to that. And he pitches it, though, and the batter hits it and gets a base hit or even a home run. What's the ruling on that, you know?
Yeah, it's a ball. It's a dead ball once the pitch clock stops. So even if he pitches it and the guy hits it, it's a ball.
Yeah, it's over, right?
Yeah, it's over.
That's how it's done.
Yeah. Let's go to Joe in Staten Island. Joe.
Hey, now.
There you go.
No. We can't steal his, though. We got to come up with our own.
I like your thought process, Joe. What's up?
I do like it, though. Go ahead, Joe.
By the way, just quickly on Stern, a lot of people these days think that the callers are plants, that they're not even real anymore because he's gotten to,
I generally think that. My thought is generally it's not about the number you call in. They're all set up. That's how I feel when I listen to it.
Yeah, there is an 800 number, but it seems like no one ever gets through, and a lot of the callers are just whack pack or, Bobo and those type people.
Right.
But anyway, the Bat Boy, just to quickly say, anytime the Yankees thing comes up with the hair and the uniform, I went to Catholic high school, and I don't know how come that never comes up, that, a lot of people around these parts know that was the policy at a uniform. You had, a facial hair thing. So I just always took it for granted. It was like, the Yankees follow that, too. It never bothered me. If the guy wants to look like Joe Dirt, great.
But I think it's different when you're talking about students, and there's a discipline behind it. I went to a Catholic high school, and I had no hair beyond the collar, had to shave. Matter of fact, if I didn't shave, you'd have to go to the principal's office, and he'd get like a Bic and a bar of soap, and so you basically carve your face. He'd make you shave in the bathroom, and it wouldn't be pretty. Because it'd be like an old Bic that 100 guys used, and then you'd soap it up. He wouldn't even give you a shaving.
Probably
cream.
rusty too.
But that's there's a line of demarcation, right? You're talking about students, discipline. I mean, we're talking about adult people. These are professional athletes, right? I understand that there's a pecking order, but it's different. These aren't students. There's not discipline. This isn't the military. I do think it's old, it's convoluted. The only reason I kind of accepted Michael is that it's kind of cool, unique, and he's honoring his dad, but it has not aged well.
So next time we get Hal Steinbrenner on, what are you asking for, the 21st or this?
I'm not going to ask for the 20.
You aren't? You've decided not to?
No, because he should know better. So I'm not going to ask him.
Let's go to Memdi in Brooklyn.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
It's crazy how you guys were talking about proposing at a game, because I was supposed to do it at a Mets game, but the Mets kind of messed me out of it.
All right, so I want to get inside your mind. Why did you want to do it at a Mets game? Why?
Sure. Because we both love the Mets.
Okay.
It's a very special place for us. We go on a lot of dates there. And Adam, how many times are you ever going to go ahead and have the chance to go on the field and get down on a knee and propose, but also by the girl side too, right? They also find it a nice gesture that you're going to show 42,000 people that you're the girl that I want for the rest of my life.
I think it's grand. So how did the Mets screw it up?
So they told me that she could throw out the first pitch, and I could propose on the mound if I spend $10K or I buy 500 tickets. So I go ahead and I make a post on Facebook about it, and I got 800 people like that to get tickets. So I go ahead and I call up the Mets, and the guy's laughing at me like first. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you got the 500 tickets?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually did." And then he got all serious and things. And he's like, "Yeah, well, I don't know if there's going to be time for it now." So like,
but Mendy, wait a second. You asked that you wanted her to throw out the first pitch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that
was the idea. Well, no. But I told the Mets, hey, would it be possible to go ahead and have her throw out the first pitch, and then propose on the mound? They said yes if you buy 500 tickets.
But maybe, Mendy, in all due respect, maybe they thought the request was that outrageous that they just said, yeah, if you buy 500 tickets and donate 10K. I mean, who gets to do that? Throw out a first pitch on the mound and ask somebody to marry them?
I don't understand the grandstanding aspect of it. All right, you bond at a Met game. You're both Met fans.
Yeah, do it in front of SNY. Watch it on TV.
No, but just propose at a Met game. Well, why does it have to be on the Jumbotron?
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
Field? You know, I proposed to Nancy at the Daytona 500. I went to the start-finish line and I proposed to her. I wasn't on a Jumbotron. It wasn't in front of a million people. It was a really cool thing that we both kind of bonded over, and it was a nice moment for us. And it's a great story, but why do you got to get everybody involved?
Yeah, we have to say goodbye to Yes right now. Bye, Yes.
No, I don't want
well, the pregame show. The game starts at 6. Bye.
That's a wrap on the show for today. Coming up next, our coverage of the Yankees and Cleveland gets underway with the pregame show for all of us here on the Michael Kay Show. This is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. We will see you again tomorrow after the Yankees matinee against the Guardians. The Michael Kay Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Please enjoy responsibly.
Deliver yourself. The Audi Q5.
Icy Hot Pro starts working instantly with 2 max strength pain relievers, so you can rise from pain like a pro. Icy Hot Pro.
Check this one out. Hey, it's Jillian. Are you already losing weight? Get paid for it like Jamica. Find your missing motivation like Preston and Randa. Pay for your vacation like Kathy. Lose weight and win big at healthywager.com.
How do you measure greatness? Is it pulling off feats that haven't been seen in generations? Or is it doing the little things?
The memory of a lifetime.
That make all the difference?
Absolutely amazing.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
The Michael K. Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
10 years ago, we started Untuck It out of my apartment, and today we have more than 80 stores worldwide. It's been quite a journey. We didn't just create shirts designed to be worn untucked, we perfected them. With great fabrics and design at the perfect untucked length, so you can look sharp in this new business comfortable world. Just look for our signature sale. Untuck It, 10 years in the making, and we're nowhere close to stopping. Visit untuckit.com or your nearest store today.
1, 2, ding 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 tiki 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 cow ding 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 ding.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. This Truck Month, get the Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 48 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. For more offers, visit buyfordnow.com.